2 zips.
Do you get full handicap or is it, you getting
4 points?
It was
off the yellows, yeah. He was only preferred on the fairway.
Yeah.
And lad, literally
some bad lies on the green.
The few tricky ones, but honestly I couldn't have had a worse hole. I hit 2 duck hooks, one big high one over the fence, first new ball. We're live?
We're live, sound good.
First new ball. Sorry, I'm just talking about me opening tee shot on the golf course today, brand new ball, right out of bounds. We are live, Common Sense Pod. Obviously the big game tonight, the Merseyside derby. There is a good fixture list. Some good games on the continent as well, with a Milan derby between AC and Inter in the Copa Italia, and over in Spain we have Barcelona against Atletico Madrid in the Copa del Rey. So we will try and keep you up to date on that. There's a League 2 game, Notts County against MK Dons, and also a game in the Championship, Preston against, well, it's Derby County against Preston North End. But the main focus for us, the watch along, will be the derby. Obviously Everton go into the game 9 unbeaten. We haven't got our resident Liverpool fan Cambo. He's at Anfield tonight. He will most possibly be pulling the last strands of his hair out.
His new hair.
Yeah, he'll be pulling them out tonight if Everton can cause an upset. It does look from the teams that Moyes has picked a kind of 4-5-1, but a tight version of that, with obviously Charlie Alcaraz and Jack Harrison. I honestly don't know how Harrison gets a game, because I think he is absolutely pony. But he'll work hard, he'll run hard, and without the ball, he's not bad. The problem for him is when he gets it.
Well, he'll come up against good opposition in Robbo tonight, won't he? He'll be attacking as normal, so I'd agree he's painful to watch, Harrison as a blue, but you can understand him playing on the right tonight at Anfield, because he does do that work going back.
Yeah, the big one is obviously Kelleher being in. He didn't have the greatest game, I don't think, at Wembley. There's a load of people saying that they think Alisson would have saved Dan Burns' header, and there is an argument that, you know, a keeper of that quality would have. But also he has done all right, the kid. Tonight's a big night for him. Obviously they're down to 9 points now after Arsenal beating Fulham last night. The other one being Curtis Jones, who is the right back tonight. Liverpool obviously having problems there with Gomez, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and obviously Conor Bradley injured at the minute. The big thing for us is, can Alcaraz take advantage of that? You know, the rumour mill will have been swirling on Merseyside. You know, it looks like Moyes has picked a side to take care of Robertson bombing on by putting Harrison up against them. And obviously, on the other side of the pitch, the rumour mill will have flushed out that Liverpool were going to have a problem there. Whether they thought it'd be Curtis Jones at right back, I'm not sure. But I like Curtis Jones. I do think he's a good player. But I'm not necessarily sure tracking back and playing that full-back role is where he wants to be. You were saying something interesting before, you think, on the betting. Just give me this back for... Don't need it for anything, no. On the betting, that you think Decore's a yellow card and you think Curtis Jones is a yellow card. Why do you think that?
Yeah, obviously because of the aftermath of the derby at Goodison just a couple of weeks ago. I mean, I've seen a flash up on Twitter before saying, like, I think it was some kind of meme, like, if something's ever to be a shoo-in, it's this, obviously after that brawl. So it kind of makes sense with Curtis Jones being out of position. I think there'll be a few Everton yellows tonight, because I think the game plan will be pretty much, let's railroad Liverpool's tactics, let's just try and upset the game. So I think, what odds do we get on that now? Are you looking at it for us? 22 to 1, I think it's a good bet.
What was 22 to 1? 2 yellow cards?
Decore and Curtis Jones, individual yellow cards.
Just to get booked? That is a good bet, to be fair.
So
we're always going to put our bets on anyway. I'm going 1-1 in this game. So I'm gonna have a bet 3 draws: Everton Liverpool, AC Inter, and Barca Atletico. That's what I'm going for in my 3 draws. And I also want to have the 5 wins: Bournemouth to win, Man City to win, Aston Villa to beat Brighton. I'm going to go for Notts County to beat MK Dons. And there was one other, I'm trying to think who that was. It wasn't Newcastle. It was... Let me just have a look at it.
Yeah, it is the team.
It was Crystal Palace to beat Southampton. The other one is... Obviously, the team's coming out.
Iliman and Ndiaye on the bench. Another positive for the Blues.
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah. Be good. Broja's the other one. Can we get a run of games into him to see what he's about before...
What do you think of him now?
I think there's a player in there, but obviously the problem is if you can't stay fit, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? If you can't stay fit, it's a huge problem.
I don't think he's ever consistently put a run of like 10, 12 games. That's for Chelsea, Fulham.
No.
Who else was he on loan?
Yeah.
Southampton.
Yeah, he hasn't, you're right.
So
and as I say...
I can't see it. I can't see the player there. I know it looks, he's got an alright touch and all that, but if he can't move, if he can't stay fit, then... to play in the Premier League, it needs to be better.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
I've seen a lot of stuff online with the Blues wanting to take a punt on Broja if or when Calvert-Lewin goes out the door. Not for me.
Yeah, well, look, he's obviously been injury hit this season. So how many seasons is it before you go? He's just an injury-prone player. At the end of the day, doesn't matter how good you are, if you can't get on the park regularly, you can't build that momentum, you can't build that consistency, which means that you're never going to fulfil your potential. Interestingly today, I've seen Fabrizio Romano is linking Luis Diaz with a move out of Liverpool this summer. I was surprised at that, but also for the money you spent on him, has he fulfilled... I thought he was a really good player when I first saw him. I think after Carvajal absolutely dusted him in the Champions League final, I don't think he's ever been the same player.
Do you know what? Just to be playing in that front three for Liverpool, I think you've got to be scoring minimum 15 goals a season, league goals, maybe even more, maybe 20. The chances he gets and he doesn't convert, then you've got to ask questions. Like you look at Sadio Mane, who's come out of that position. Even Gakpo, when Gakpo plays in that position, he scores goals. No,
I'm laughing. I'll tell you why I'm laughing. It's nothing to do with that. I was driving into the studio today, and obviously we're in the middle of town. I'm driving up Wavertree High Street, and as we're driving up Wavertree High Street, I stopped in traffic, and on the left-hand side, there was a lad, and I thought, my God, he doesn't half look like Sadio Mane. He was a bit taller than him, but like very, very dark complexion, and he's standing there, and he had like a black t-shirt on, and a black puffer jacket like Gile, black chinos. And he had a pair of blacked out, they were Boss boots, but blacked out moldies. He was standing in blacked out moldies on the thing, and I just burst out laughing. I was thinking, is he off the foot here? And I realised he's not. I think he's actually going out with them as his dress shoes. Lad, moldies, but they were
2 foot and 9.
They were like Adidas, not the Copas, but they were like all blacked out. You know, the blackout version. And I was like, is he going to foot here, or as he put them on as like his it's like his blenders to go out to watch the game, lad. I literally burst out laughing. Only that the traffic was moving, I was going to wind the window down saying, what's going on here, lad? Are you going for a game of soccer or what's going on? But he's just standing there oblivious. So my first one was Crystal Palace, Aston Villa away wins. Villa. Yeah. And then... Yeah.
That's it?
No, hang on. Man City to beat Leicester, who were ponying down. And Bournemouth to beat Ipswich, who were ponying down.
So...
And then the other one is
4 teams, yeah.
No, 5 teams. The other one is Notts County to beat MK Dons, who I've heard and have got a right few quid to spend, but at this moment in time are all over the shop. So and then the other one is the free draws.
Anyone... for all our viewers, for people in the comments, if you want to get your questions out throughout the match or get your shouts heard, I'll be doing my best to navigate them as well as admin Noah.
So we're on Twitter and YouTube here, are we?
Yeah, but I'm just going to be
good.
Just going to be interacting with YouTube.
All right.
Oh, there you go.
All right. Well, we can see both, yeah.
What about that Calvin McDonald bit you were replying to before he's in the chat?
Don't blow
all he does is
Every single
tweet.
Yeah, he has his notifications turned on.
He has his notifications on. Like,
yeah,
why do you want to see something? Like, if you don't like it, just fuck off.
Joey
Calvin
tweeted.
McDonald was talking to you. You tit.
Is he a bit of a stalker, like, isn't he? Like, weird.
Joe, every tweet that you put, someone screen recorded it and sent us like a list. Yeah. Every single tweet is to you.
Is he a bot? Is it a real person?
He's a former QPR fan.
Oh, lad, but I read his bio. It said I used to have 5,000 followers on one account. He must be sad. He looks like he's about to convert to Islam when I looked at the beard.
Fucking gimp.
Yeah. Maybe he's hanging around the mosques looking for a fingery bumwank.
So
Notts County, you said last team.
Notts County.
Honest
to beat
predictions
10K.
then tonight, I'll start. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Everton win. The reason being, when I look at that Liverpool team, I think it can be gotta.
Do you know...
They concede goals, they give chances. Everton are going to play with a free hit.
It could be Navy. Arsenal winning last night. I mean, look, it's still a 9-point advantage with a game in hand. So, like, you got to remember, last time they won the title, there was no fans in the stadium. It's been a while since the Liverpool crowd's been in and seen them win a title. It could just get a bit nervy in there. We've seen at Wembley, the Liverpool fans are getting infested. Same as loads of big clubs, by the way. It's happening at Chelsea, it's happening at Man City. Because City, I think, are on the 5th iteration of selling their tickets. You know what, Man City now, you can't, if you've got a kid, like, so if I'm trying to get a season ticket for my lad and I'm a season ticket holder, I can't get one. And these tickets are getting, because they want to sell to the tourist fans via via GoGo or Ticketmaster or whichever thing they're in partnership with. So you're getting these random people. That's how you ended up with the Liverpool fan in the City end and obviously got his head punched in, is because they're buying them off these websites for the game. The same thing's happening with Chelsea, where it's becoming a bit of a mess. And don't forget, all the tourists are going to be out. The Singapore Reds, the Norwegian Reds, the Malaysian Reds, the Senegal Reds. They're all going to be trying to get to Anfield to see Liverpool lift the title, because last time they were restricted with COVID. And that nervousness, that tourist fan, who knows what it could do? It's a strange thing. Now, let's be honest, we're Evertonian, so it would be fascinating to watch if Liverpool did manage to put themselves under pressure with, 9 games to go, but obviously after tonight, 8 games to go. So even if they lose tonight, the 9 points in front with 8 games to go, one of them being Leicester,
We play Arsenal Saturday afternoon, the early kick-off. So
you can guarantee you if Everton beat Liverpool tonight.
Potentially be.
3 draws, the derby, Atletico, Barca and Inter.
Yeah.
Arsenal could potentially be 6 points behind Liverpool on Saturday, and they've still got to play them.
That makes it interesting.
Or second to last game of the season.
Yeah, that really makes it interesting. I mean, whether we get to that point, I don't know. There's also news, or people are talking about the fact that they think Mo Salah's signed a new deal. So I think that'll be a big boost to them, because all they've had at this moment in time is bad news. Obviously, Trent's decided to leave. The famous Liverpool quote of "You'll never walk alone." Well, looks like Trent's going to walk alone, because they've all turned on him, setting fire to his shirt and all that. And I can't see it. He's an academy kid who's cost Liverpool nothing. He's given Liverpool some fantastic performances and fantastic years of his career. And he wants to go and play with his mates in Real Madrid and play for what you have to accept is the biggest club in the world. I know Liverpool fans don't want to hear that, but they are the biggest club in the world. They got 15 European Cups. He's obviously pally with Bellingham. He was spotted, I think, in America last year in a nightclub with Tchouaméni, Bellingham and all that. And you can't blame the lad. We all love Liverpool. We've lived here. But there's a lot more to the world than living in Liverpool for your whole life.
Yeah. I don't know why the fans are that arsed.
Because they can't get their heads around how people want to leave Liverpool.
Would you have been asked if you got 30 million for him?
See, even that doesn't seem right. We've been
asked because
he didn't sign a new contract and then get bought by Real Madrid.
Yeah, but what difference does it make? You're not getting the money. It's only going to John Henry, the Boston Red Sox, who's Keiko'd anyway.
Improve the team with it.
Well, so you can improve the team with spending the money that they've already got. They own Fenway Sports Group. They own Liverpool. They own the Boston Red Sox. I'm pretty sure 50 mil isn't going to make them lose any sleep. Or say you get 100 mil for him. Yeah. Right? Realistically, it goes in your FFP, but you're constantly telling us we're the best run club, we've got, our net spend and all that. Well, unfortunately, Trent's decided he wants to go to Real Madrid, and he's going to take a massive signing on fee to do it. You can't blame the kid for doing it. He's given Liverpool, since the age of 7? Till, what is he now, Trent, 26, 27?
Trent? He's my age, I think, 27, 28.
So he's given Liverpool over 20 years service here, where, for a long period of that, he's been probably underpaid based on his market value, because he's come through the academy. you know, usually the academy lads get underpaid until they're a superstar. That's probably happened to Trent because he's delighted to play for his own town club. And now he's decided, you know what, I want to go and play for the biggest club in the world. And I want to go and get myself a nice few shillings signing on fee that sets me family up for life. And you can't blame the lad. And I don't see why they're setting fire to his shirt.
Listen,
it'll be interesting to see whether they boo him and all that when he's playing in Anfield.
They were giving him shit the other week when he slipped up for a few goals against United, saying he's not good enough anyway. So why are they asked all of a sudden when he's leaving?
But this is this thing. Why sing You'll Never Walk Alone when it should come with an asterisk or a caveat? Well, you never walk alone as long as we get a decent transfer fee for you. But if you fucking go on a free transfer and make a few quid for yourself, then you fucking walk alone. We're going to boo you. Do you know what I mean? And we're going to set your shirt on fire. They done it to Max Manning.
Yeah, the two Buchans, Curtis 50. Jones and Decore. Not.
It's 14 to 1.
14.
That's a good price. That, you know, that's a good bet. That I like that.
Yeah, I'll have a score on it.
20.
I'm going to have to go with a 10 on him as well. That takes me up to 50. I'll have to because he's a man in form, isn't he? He is the man in form. He's the man the bookies fear this week.
Let's hope it.
4 draws at the weekend.
Let's hope it continues.
4 draws at the weekend.
Yeah.
Talk us through that. You don't have to give us the figures.
It's a good bet.
Yeah, no, I think it's always
a good bet. Yeah. Yeah, keep whatever you think it is.
A fiver.
Yeah, take 20% of that. It's always a good bet, isn't it? The draws. I think it's just, especially in the tough set of fixtures, you think.
FA Cup games.
Yeah, teams with everything on the line. Or teams who were trying to get in the top
six. So who was your teams? Who did you go for?
Walsall,
Wimbledon,
League 2, Sheffield, Cardiff, Championship.
Oh, it's a good call, that, you know.
League 1.
Sheffield hadn't been, some of the players or some of the staff hadn't been paid, so it's a good call. Cause
yeah. League 1, was it Bolton, Blackpool?
And then
I'd have to have
in the FA Cup you had Forest,
Brighton, yeah. But then obviously cashed out, didn't I, after like 70 minutes. I was trying to...
I thought you were going to ride it.
No. I was out with my bird and the kids as well, and I just didn't want that in it. Like being on my phone all the time. My bird just would have been and you've got a bet on or something. So I thought, you know what, I'll let it ride. So I didn't look at it until Drew started phoning me after an hour. I was going, lad,
did you see
a goal. Penalty? There's going to be a goal.
Did you see? There's a Forest fan. I don't know whether it was on the socials. A Forest fan who'd had 20 quid at the start of the season on not Forest to finish top 6 and win the FA Cup double.
Yeah. Great bet that.
19 grand. Well, to be fair, he cashed out for I think just under 3 grand, 229, and he said, "Look, I need the money." But like we were talking about it today, I was playing golf today, and we were talking about the bet, and people like obviously going, "Why didn't he just, you know, have 5 grand on City to beat Forest in the?" And I'm like, "Because the fella hasn't got it, and he needed the money. You know, he's got bills to pay." Yeah. It would have been nice. There would have been someone out there, I thought, who would have bought that bet off him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And gone, do you know what? I'll ride that. Now, by the way,
the cash out's disgusting now.
I know,
I can't believe someone invented it. Like,
well, it works for them. So they would not offer you that unless it worked for them. What's also interesting is if you drive around, right? I'm driving around all the time. Go to the most impoverished areas. There'll be a William Hill, a Ladbrokes, or a Betfred. Just always at bookies.
Turkish barbers.
Well, I was driving around Liverpool, and as I say, there's no matter what's going on, you know, some parts are like Beirut. There's a bookies there front and centre, and you're going, like, they're clearly absolutely raking it in. Do you know what I mean? Well, you see the Bet365. The Coates family, the girl who was the highest dividend, wasn't she, like 300 and something million?
Yeah.
She took a dividend out the company, so that's all your 5s and 10s and your cash outs going right in there, skyrocket.
Well, yeah.
But again, you know, it's part of our culture, isn't it? I mean, look here now, we're talking, and there's adverts again all over the footy. The betting's going to be taken off the shirts.
It's the markets as well, like, so even if the game's a dead rubber, you can bet on fucking yellow cards. What's that? No betting
sponsors on the kits next season.
In the Premier League or Champions League as well?
No, I think in the Premier League
definitely. Nice. So anyway, speaking of betting, people get your predictions in the comments. I'll be shouting them out. Did you get your prediction in? I said
1-1. I'm going 1-1.
1-1. And we've got a Liverpool fan behind the scenes. What's your prediction, Pen? 2-1 Liverpool. So it's in the balance. Cass? 2-1 Everton.
There's 2-2-1s.
3-0 Liverpool.
3-0 Liverpool.
Confidence. City are winning already. Did you get that on?
Yeah, 1-0, yeah.
City, they're all down. We have to accept now after West Ham getting beat by Wolves last night. The three are down, aren't they?
The table's starting to set, isn't it?
Well, I was talking to a championship, a lad who plays in the championship who's, I think he's going to leave the club he's at. I won't name his name because he might want me to. We were talking about how strong the Premier League is now. And I believe for the next, I'm going to say, probably for the next 5 seasons, the 3 teams that come up will go straight back down. If Leeds cost me at the weekend for a 9-fold, I'll have one, mate. Yeah, I think
Leeds are going to fuck it, you know.
Well, I think they are. Look, we're going to do a little competition later. There'll be some competitions to win a few of these mugs, common sense ones, and also, do you want to do it before this comes out?
Just do it now. Yeah.
All right. Also, what we're going to do is, we've got on TikTok, we've got obviously our main channel, Common Sense Pod, which is I think about 75k. I started my official Joey Barton official one the other day, and I'm over. I think I'm at 11-12k already in less than a week. But we've got a clips channel, which is where we put some stuff that we don't quite use on the show, but it also has loads of good stuff on there. Some stuff that has caught fire. It famously contained the Angry Ginge clip, which got over 1 million views. That big hard angry Ginge got took down because he said it was bullying him because we called him duck ass. So what we're going to do is, if you follow us on Joey Barton, Common Sense Pod. What are you giving me that for?
You're giving a few of them out, aren't you? No?
Oh, sorry, yeah. No, you're all right. It's all right. It's fine. We're gonna if you follow us on Common Sense Pod on TikTok, and you follow me on Joey Barton Official on TikTok, if you follow the Clips channel, we get the Clips channel over. What is it? Common Sense Clips. We get the Clips channel over 10k. We're gonna give 3 lucky followers the chance to come and play golf. All expenses day. I'll take you. Come with me. We'll have breakfast. We'll have a round of golf. We'll have a chat afterwards. I'll buy you a pint afterwards. And also we'll make sure you get a Common Sense t-shirt and a Common Sense mug. But the caveat for that is you've got to be following all 3. So, and we want you to comment on the Clips channels, the next post we put in the Clips channel, to give us your favourite golf course and what your handicap is. We'll go away, we'll check it, we'll select 3 people from across those platforms, and we'll take you for an all expenses 4-ball playing golf at Royal Leighton and Prescott.
Boss, perfect.
It's coming, the golf course. I was there today.
No, it's great.
It's coming. A couple of weeks, it'll be bob on. Credit to the lads.
Nice to be back. We've got the Masters next week. What kicks things off?
Did you see Scotty Scheffler? Wow, the weekend.
No.
Oh, he was on bombing.
No.
He'd be a brave man. I mean, if McIlroy's playing well. No, he got within 1, but Minjee Lee had a.
Shot 62, 63.
I know, but I'm saying Minjee Lee had a big lead and
that
he
was
cut
the week
it.
Before, wasn't it?
No, that was Sunday.
Was that not the week before?
No, Minjee Lee was Sunday.
Was that the 2-footer he knocked in to win it?
Yeah, he likes done the thing.
Was that only this week?
McIlroy had a run at it, but obviously Scheffler was the man in form. Came with 2 great knocks. Again, if you're him, just getting the engine running for the Masters. I do really fancy Rory. He's playing fantastic, but with Rory, he's got that memory of absolutely emptying his tankers there when he had a commanding lead. So the mental scars of that will probably take a lot more healing. And Scheffler, when he gets a sniff of the lead, is the man.
Lads, we've got a great couple of weeks of sport. We've obviously got the Grand National on the weekend. That all kicks off at Aintree tomorrow, doesn't it? The racing.
Does it start tomorrow, does it, the races? I never go, you know. I've never fancied Aintree. It's just too many Scousers in one place.
Oh, it's mad. It's not even Scousers. It's fucking everything else. But
and the weather's fantastic the next few days.
Yeah. And then we've got the Masters. The Toffees are playing Carefree. It's a good couple of weeks of sport.
Well in, Cass.
Nice one, mate. Did you see the Rugby League? What's that Rugby League World Cup? Or is it a Rugby League International's been announced for Bramley Moore?
Oh, I didn't see it, no. Oh, yeah. No. I love the Rugby League as well. Definitely go and watch that. I'll go and watch that. I love the Rugby League. I haven't been plugged in. I used to always watch it on a Friday in the hotel, but I haven't really plugged into it for a while because we've obviously been busy doing other things. But yeah, I'll definitely go and watch that. Has anyone been to any of the test events at Bramley Moor?
No.
I seen Eddie Geno was there. Ed went and watched with his lad. It must have been they played Bolton, the reserves, or the 20.
Yeah.
Funny interview with the Everton reserve manager, who's a Geordie, who spoke for the first 30 seconds after laugh, because obviously I've done something similar myself. He spoke like a Scouser for 30 seconds and then turned into the biggest Geordie ever. I was like, what just fucking happened there?
I used to play with Tatey.
Yeah, good lad.
He's a good lad, yeah. To be fair, he's lived in Liverpool for 30 years, so...
I thought someone told me he was linked with maybe going on with Ryan Lowe as his assistant at Wigan. That would have been an interesting one, because Wigan played Bolton, didn't he? Bolton scored the last-minute winner against Wigan last night.
Yeah,
that's a big derby anyway. Bolton-Wigan, they hate each other. Obviously, Wigan won at Bolton this season, and it obviously ended up costing Everett his job.
Yeah.
And there was it's like a big rivalry, and obviously Shuey and Lowy were once assistants and first-team coach, and they scored late doors to win last night.
Yeah. So, for people who are watching, listening along to us, we're just slightly behind due to broadcasting issues, so the game has just kicked off.
Can we just lower that down a touch? Have you got that?
Yeah. So, we will be a couple of seconds behind the live for you people watching at home.
Everton are playing really narrow here. They're obviously going to swarm Liverpool and try and land on second balls and make it difficult. You kind of know what he's going to do, Moyes. You know what I mean? He just makes you hard to beat. He makes you hard to beat.
That's why I think that the Buchans...
But he's never beaten Liverpool at Anfield, has he, as Everton manager?
No. As any manager, has he?
I don't know about any. Has he never won at Anfield? He's never won as Everton manager, that's for sure. It's a strange one, isn't it? A derby on a Wednesday night. If
you're getting the score up. Yeah, Liverpool need a good start early, don't they? Because the longer the game goes on, you can just see Everton just frustrating. He's been a great
he's done great.
addition, you know.
He's been good. That went out. That's well out. Yeah, it went out. He's give a corner. That's not a corner.
Who's the ref?
Do you know what I worry about this ref in terms of his naivety? Like he's been fast tracked. This ref, he's actually done all right. Like that's not a corner. Let's see. Yeah, it's out.
Yeah, it's out. Just got to smash him there right in front of the Everton fans.
It's a big night, I think, for in terms of for Everton. You know, it's all good and well going unbeaten for a period, but going to Anfield to really consolidate this feel-good factor around the club at the minute, especially after getting that late equaliser at Goodison. I think to go there and give a decent performance and get a good result, I think it just puts Everton in a nice spot for, you know, obviously Arsenal to come at the weekend, another tough game.
Yeah.
But again, you know, you're thinking now about players wanting to be a part of Everton, being attracted to come and sign for Moyes in the off-season, because we've got a bit of work to do in the transfer market, and hopefully, you know, we get up the freaking toffees and they start spending a bit of conker.
Yeah. So obviously watching as a fan the last couple of years have been painful, but also if you as a player and you're looking at the camp at Everton, like
are we like Marco Silva's left and done well. Lampard, who's probably our worst manager, certainly since Mike Walker, is actually doing all right again at Coventry. Is there something to do with what's happened in terms of off the field stuff at Everton with Usmanov's, or allegedly Usmanov's money? Like Carlo Ancelotti's coming in and being our manager. Like, is there something about us that just needs to change? Like we do seem to be, you know, when you think even back to the English clubs getting banned from Europe in Heysel, when we arguably had our best team ever, we do seem to be cursed a little bit, don't we? Do you know what I mean?
Did you see that Paddy Power advert this week?
No, I haven't seen it. I don't watch it because the grasses.
No, it's good. It's just a clip of like this fella's hosting like a little class with Everton, like a talking panel with Everton fans, and you can't be positive as an Everton fan. It's like, let's get back to booing. We're not booing enough. Show me a real boo. It's good comedy, like, but it's just that feeling. And even me, superstitious, I'm thinking, am I doing something right in my life? Why is it so bad? Why is it every time we do something good, we're getting something bad happens?
But the thing about it is, when you speak to Liverpool fans, like Campo's a nervous wreck, There's a few Liverpool fans I know, even though they've usually been lucky, aren't they? They usually, they get the rub of the green, or you know, when you think about some of the European nights there.
Come on.
And they've won stuff, a lot of stuff historically, even when they've been in bad periods. They've still managed to get to UEFA Cups, finals, League Cups and that. But then there's still a massive part of their fan base that is. Maybe that's just the curse of being a football fan. When you speak to Man City fans, they go, "Oh, classic City." Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I think every fan base has got that. In terms of they think they're the most cursed club because of some stuff that happens to them.
Do you think it's realistic to say Everton can win a trophy in the next 10 years?
It depends on how serious these Yanks are that are coming in. We're going to have the stadium to do it. Moyes has shown at West Ham, all right, it's only a Europa Conference league, but it's still a trophy. We've been to FA Cup finals with Moyes not converted, so I think part of him coming back to Everton will be to add to the legacy, and to do that, he's got to win trophies, hasn't he? You know what I mean? Top 4 finish is great. But you don't get remembered for that. As Eddie Howe's found out there, they're going to go down in history, that Newcastle group, because they've managed to bring home a bit of silverware.
Yeah, but if you look at the League Cup, the last 4 in the League Cup, the last 4 of the FA Cup this year, the clubs challenging for the top 4 this year, it's open wide. So you only really need what's the average there? It wasn't even 2 points. I think if you were averaging 2 points a game, you'd be in the top 3 in the Premier League.
Yeah, I mean, Forest, I think, they're going to play City. They've obviously beaten them at the City ground this year. Wembley's a bigger pitch. Being a counter-attacking team, they're a very, very dangerous opponent. You know what I mean? As Man United found out last night, I thought Man United played well. But Forest, classic Forest, great counter-attacking goal with Elanga. And then, they've got a fantastic goalie and defence. They defend really, really well as a team. And they've got that solid chin where you've been in sides like that where, if we score 1 goal here, it's going to be really, really difficult for the opponents. Like, you don't have to be open, expansive, flamboyant team, because you get the same for winning 4-0 as you do for winning 1-0.
Yeah, bit of shithousery, bit of dark half.
Yeah, and when you've got that pace on the counter and you can sit in a low block and frustrate teams by allowing them to play sideways and allowing them to play around you and almost enticing them to play centrally so that you can pick them off with the the compactness of your unit, and then you've got the pace on the counter attack, on legs in your team. I have always believed, I know Pep's changed this with the tiki-taka and positional play and controlling the ball and large phases of possession, but I have always believed the Premier League really, really rewards good counter-attacking teams. Moyes for me is a counter-attacking manager, and that's why people argue this, but even Mourinho's great side, the 4-3-3 with Arjen Robben, Damien Duff and that, there was times when it was a solid 4-3-3, which was a 4-5-1, and sat and countered on you, made it really difficult for you and counter-attacked you. Liverpool under Klopp, classic counter-attacking team, gegenpressing. Well, we didn't need that. Onorachu, never even heard of him. Palace have been flying, haven't they? The other semi-final, so you got City Forest in 1. And we're going to go down to that. Palace are watch that.
Palace are in no man's land though, aren't they? So.
And then Palace against Villa in the other one. I mean,
but that's what I mean about Everton winning trophies. If you see how wide open it is, even for say mid-table clubs, lower half the table clubs to get to the semi-finals of the FA Cup.
You're not getting out of the cop end. You're not getting out of the cop end off a young ref.
Crystal Palace 1-0.
Getting beat.
Southampton 1-0.
Yeah, getting beat.
Have you seen that?
Just seen it there. Southampton will find a way of losing that. They're on point. They're on record for the lowest points haul, aren't they?
Yeah. So what's your answer realistically? Could you see Everton winning a trophy in 10 years?
Yeah, I would think so, because we're going to get some form of investment, aren't we? Like, I draw great strength from the fact that the club's nearly gone to the wall there, and even in the midst of that chaos, points deductions, financial embargoes, we've managed to navigate through choppy waters and get the stadium built. Now there's allegedly huge noises getting made today that are coming out the Cayman Islands, aren't they? Is it the Cayman Islands? About Everton, Notts Forest, allegedly taking bridging loans from Michael Tabor, who's part of the Coolmore Racing Syndicate. He's a big gambling man. I think he's a big Jewish gambler. You'll have seen his horse racing colours. It's kind of blue with orange and a big orange thingo in there. A lot of the Coolmore horses running it. So I find that strange, but it looks like with what's going on with Man City, that, you know, the rules are off the table. It looks like it's the Wild West. It's now who's got the biggest funds to pay the best lawyers and do whatever they want.
Yeah. I've seen a little bit of it. Obviously, fucking hell, you need someone to explain it to you. It's why Kieran McKenna, who you had on the... is it Kieran McKenna or Kieran Maguire?
Kieran Maguire. Kieran McKenna's the Ipswich manager.
Get
him on to explain it if you want.
He explains it really well, I think, for the layman. Kieran Maguire, only on Twitter as well, so it was like, fucking hell. Like, they're paying chance.
Oh, good defending. Good defending.
777. Good tackle, lad. Fucking hell, that's what a tackle.
He's going to give him
he's booked him. Come on.
Fucking red card.
Are you fucking joking?
Get him off.
Are you joking? That's a properly good tackle, lad.
Yeah, it is. It actually was.
Like, ball.
I hope he's done him there.
If he fingers him there, he's got to send him off.
Fuck off, Virgil, you fucking muppet.
A great tackle.
What more can he do? Let's see. Oh, do you know what? VAR's going to send him off.
He's going to send him off.
He's going to get sent off here. VAR's going to upgrade this.
He sucked the ball first.
VAR's going to upgrade this.
I hope they don't.
Can you upgrade it?
VAR is going to upgrade this. Of course it can. He's getting sent off.
That's a fucking unbelievable tackle.
Of course it is. It's a proper tackle in the derby. Play on.
You've got to let that go.
As a Liverpool fan,
he's going to get sent off. I'm telling you, he's going.
He is getting sent off. He's going. That's what a tackle that is. It's the follow through. You can't help that if you've kicked the ball.
But this is what it's momentum. What are you meant to do?
You can't. I don't know what you can do.
And he's protecting himself because McAllister
going to send him off.
He's not gone studs up. He's gone side footed.
Oh, this is a fucking joke.
He's going to send him off.
I hope he doesn't.
You can't tackle like that anymore because of VAR. Normally, that's play on. Not even a foul.
Let's get the commentary off.
I'm not sure how he can miss him. How can he miss him?
It's going to look bad if you slow everything down.
But I'm saying, how can you miss him with your momentum? He hasn't stamped through him. How can you miss him? By the way, he's right there. He's very, very lucky not to get sent off. In the modern game, VAR usually sends you off for that tackle. He's a lucky boy there. I don't even think that's a foul, right? But in the modern game, if he gives that foul, I'm surprised they haven't sent him off.
No, I think...
Have they done it yet?
It's only for people.
Yeah, he's passed it, yeah. It's
I love that
David Coote, Coote's the VAR. He's passed it. Well in, Dave.
Surely he'd be giving.
But if you're not used to them tackles, you've never played football.
Paul Tierney, who's a Man United fan. Paul Tierney's the VAR, who's a Man U fan. That's a red card. And by the letter of the law now, that's a red card. It's endangering the opponent. But let's be honest. Let's be honest, it's not even a foul in proper footy. I'm surprised. He's usually the other way, isn't he? Hanging out of Stevie's underpants the other way. He's the wrong way there. He's hanging out of his undercrackers on the other side. So I think he's been lucky there, Tari. Well,
if you slow everything down,
I think it's a good tackle, right? Because you get everything, and in a derby, it sets the tone first 10. Yeah. But in the modern game with VAR, when they slow it down, I'm absolutely shocked that they haven't gone back and upgraded that to a red card, especially at Anfield.
Good.
Look at Virgil, the little grass trying to get him sent off.
Yeah, he's an arsehole, mate. He's always in the FC, yeah. Has he given a free kick though, by the way, yeah? Yeah. I mean, he's been lucky. Because if VAR goes and intervenes there, you can clearly see he's made contact with him. But that's the modern game. Like, do we want to see that outlawed? Is that type of tackle what we want to see outlawed?
No,
or is that what we want to see?
That's what we want. Like,
that's football.
He's won the ball.
McAllister's going to come back on and play on, and all he's going to have is a sore calf in the morning. It's not a leg-breaking challenge, is it? So for me, why is that a foul? Should McAllister be responsible to get
ball,
there?
Grass, man, take everything.
Yeah.
And that is
So when I'm going on saying the game is turned a bit camp, a bit gay, they're the reasons why. Like, because back in the day, you used to get a standing ovation for that type of tackle.
Lift the crowd.
Like, that used to be part of the game. Like, sometimes it's as good as a goal if someone's going
at Goodison Park.
It gets the game going again.
I watched football as a kid at Goodison Park. That was as good as a goal back in the day.
Literally?
Literally, they would have celebrated that like a goal. And McAllister, look, he's an argy, fart sack. Do you know what I mean? Roll around on the floor. They're all right giving it. Yeah. But the argy, as soon as you touch them, as I can attest for old cheese grater kipper, Tevez, when obviously he punched me and I give him a nudge back on his, and he bit the dust and started screaming. And then obviously his little Argentinian goal scoring dwarf took it when I rubbed my leg on him, dived on the floor. Aguero. Do you know what I mean? I can attest for these Argies being Bangari. They're absolute chances.
Speaking of Argentina, see that news this week about Adolf?
Hey?
See any rumours on Adolf Hitler?
He's dead, and he shot himself in a bunker in Berlin just before the end of the Second World War.
Allegedly.
Well, yeah, because they burnt his remains. Are they saying he's popped up in...
You don't know what. I've seen a couple of musings on Twitter this week saying that... I think someone's come out and done a podcast and said there's proof that he bailed to Argentina.
Oh, well, lots of them did. Well, Eichmann was found down there, weren't he? There's been a few things about Albert Eichmann.
It was just like... He was fucked anyway, weren't he? Wasn't he like a serious method?
We've got the Gareth Ike podcast coming out.
2-0, who's captained them?
I haven't even done me fancy this week. I don't even want to get down that rabbit hole. There's Ian Carroll or Candace Owens or somebody who's primed in that field.
It might have been him. What, Ian Carroll, is it?
Ian Carroll's been going on this week about Robert Kennedy Jr. being blackmailed for getting a bit frisky with the XY chromosomes.
Come on,
and he reckons Mossad have got him on the hook, but again, you'll have to go and watch Ian Carroll for that.
That's all Jack Harrison does, you know. Literally dribbles it, scurries it in the corner, then kicks it at someone.
Don't get me started on him. I mean, he works hard. There's a few people on when we were talking about who's the best American player who mentioned Jack Harrison. James Garner. No, you're a Liverpool fan until you start playing. Yeah, once you start playing, but he did come out and say he was a Liverpool fan.
I wouldn't take him for a long throw though.
What's that for?
Fucking hell, look at that. Go on,
my God, that's a cracker, that.
Go on!
Chance. Oh! Tell you what, that is a right...
penalty?
That's a right Dave Chalner-esque, Rory Delap-esque launch pad, innit? See, Dyche hadn't found
see more of that.
David Moyes has found that. How's Dyche not worked out? That Garner's got an absolute... artillery launcher in his shoulders.
Lad, that was a chance, you know.
I didn't expect him to be able to throw it that far.
As well, you'd fancy Alcaraz.
Yeah, to be fair, he came out this week. He's done an interview saying he was a Liverpool fan growing up. But obviously, once you start playing football, I know we all start out as a fan of somebody. But once you start playing football, you support the team that you're playing for. You know, obviously, you look for the results of either teams you've played for, or the team or your team your family support, or you support as a kid. But sometimes playing against a team you supported as a kid is actually the most fired up you are. Like you know what I mean? Certainly for me it was against Everton. You know, they were games I really enjoyed.
Yeah, same. What I was only thinking about that today actually because I knew we were coming on. Going to ask you about your time at Everton. Can you remember playing in any derbies?
Yeah, we used to absolutely flop Liverpool every single time we played against them.
Yeah.
Our age group. We battered everybody. Our age group, we went unbeaten for like two years, from under 12s till under 14s. We never lost a game for 2 years. Crew were really good. Dean Ashton, Crew had a good academy. Can't remember who else was in there, but
Michael Ligdon, remember him?
Was he in there? Was he?
Well, he come through.
But it would always be us, Man United, and Crew, who were kind of, because it was like based. You had like a northwest base. We would play the London teams twice a year. We played 2 games, one down there and one up here. So you'd play like Spurs one year in Tottenham, and then you might play Chelsea at Belfield, and then the next year you might play Arsenal. You know, you wouldn't. Then there'd be 2 games against either Newcastle or Sunderland or Middlesbrough. But pretty much you were northwest based. But it was us, kind of Man United and crew. But like we always had Liverpool's number. It was like
Who played for Liverpool? Can you remember?
You'd have had like John Otsemabo, Danzy, Neil Dans, Neil Prince, I think his name was. Good little striker, Princey. I'm trying to think of any of them who got it in.
Come on.
Go on, lad.
Square it.
Oh, chance. Yeah! Get it!
Offside.
I don't think he is, you know.
VAR.
Oh my God, by the way, he's most unorthodox finisher. He's megged the keeper here. Is he off?
Oh, lad, that's close, you know. Just gone.
I don't think he is based on Van Dijk's shoulder here. I don't think he is based on Van Dijk's shoulder.
Size 20s, isn't he?
It's a great finish. I don't think he is based on Van Dijk's shoulder. I think Van Dijk's shoulder is just on the edge. Well, the good thing about VAR, we'll check. Van Dijk's shoulder here is very, very close to this. Oh, he's just off. He's just off.
Have you seen the introduction?
Yeah, but I hate the way they do this and don't show you the ball. Let's see the ball. The ball might be 2 frames on there.
They're introducing semi-automated offsides at the end of the month in the Prem.
He's just off.
Like the Champions
He's
League.
just off. Do you know what though? Fair play to him. It was a good little finish from Bebeto.
Strongest man against Burge.
No, he just got the other side. So Van Dijk
what
knows.
What are they showing you here, though?
But again, can't
can
we
you see
see?
off that?
We want to see, yeah, because as the ball leaves his foot, 1 frame back. They're not showing us the ball. We need to see the ball because 1 frame back, he's onside.
Close though.
Arsenal fans and as well as Evertonians, they're just being devastated.
What's your thoughts on this Kelleher in goal for Liverpool?
I think he's a good keeper. I think he is, but I don't think he's going to be Liverpool number 1. Liverpool have obviously don't have long-term plans for him because they've signed this Georgian keeper.
Oof.
So it looks like. I mean, don't forget, for the keeper, what's Alisson, 33? He's still relatively young, isn't he? Is he 33?
Primed.
32, is he?
How would you know?
Are you just guessing again?
These are tough.
I'm going to have to check
FIFA
that now,
wizards, aren't
because
they?
he's been told about that. Borison.
Come on. Go on. Lad,
He's 32,
awful,
Pen,
you
you're
know.
right there. He is 32. Well in, mate. So that's young for a keeper, isn't it? You know, 32 for an outfield player is I don't think it's the oldest. I think 35 and that you can start saying they're old. But 32 for a keeper, I think you're in your prime years.
They were talking on TalkSport today, Simon Jordan, that about Bernardo Silva and who else was it who come out for City? I think they're both 30 and saying, listen, we've got loads of fuel in the tank to carry on playing.
Have you seen this thing about someone was doing a study saying there's a lost generation of players? Have you seen this? So
No.
if you, I can't put it up the other day, basically saying you've got like Lewandowski and all that. You've got a load of players who were like Kevin De Bruyne and all that, like 35, right? Then you've got the next trench under them who were like 32 and all that, names and all the names. I'll have to try and dig the sweet out in a minute. And then there's a missing generation from like 30 to 27 where Mbappe and all that are, Haaland and all that. But there's a group, they're like, where have they all gone? And then as you go into 26 and 25, but they're saying there's a well, I don't know, it wouldn't be COVID, would it? Because they wouldn't have been
I know
born
they carried
now,
on playing, but
I don't know whether they took a photo of it.
during that time, no.
But saying there's a missing generation of players.
Ipswich beating Bournemouth.
Well, I'm up against it here because I've got Palace and but they're both down, aren't they? They're not, even if they win tonight, they're not, unless barring a miracle, they're not going to get back in it. I'm going to have to try and find this. But it was interesting. I was like, fucking hell.
Is that the first Liverpool song sang there after 23 minutes?
Not singing as well.
Yeah, very quiet. A couple of 100 people, Cass.
He's got to do more, hasn't he, for Liverpool? Like, when you think you've got to replace Mane's goals.
Do you know when the last derby when we beat them? Sorry. Well done,
Good
lad.
defending.
The derby when we beat them 2-0 last season. Diaz ran the show. I thought he's one of the best players I've seen live. He took the piss.
Who was he
did
playing
have,
against, though?
fucking Ben Godfrey playing right back.
Do you know what I mean?
But still, he's just got no end product.
When he first came to Liverpool, I thought, my God, these have got a real player here.
Yeah.
And then, as I say, Danny Carvajal in that Champions League final just absolutely nullified him, and it almost shook his confidence to the core. Then I just don't think he's ever fulfilled that early promise, that early potential. Because you were always saying, you know, imagine when he settles, imagine when he gets up to the speed of, because he was a January signing, weren't he, Diaz?
Yeah, it's a yellow, isn't it?
It was a yellow. Someone pulled him back there.
Is
I
that
can't find
Curtis
the
Jones?
tweet. Big Verge won't get booked.
Rat.
Won't get booked. Big Verge hasn't signed yet, or announced he's signed yet, has he?
No.
Could we see,
A little bit soft.
you know, everyone's been speaking about Paris Saint-Germain were linked heavily with him.
Yeah. He was chatting to the owners, weren't he, after the game? It's a bit rough, like, to see. Salah's basically signed, I've heard, so... Our best player.
I've got a funny feeling, though, that Salah will have... His penis will turn into an acorn
there's
next season, because he's been
21 games, 0 wins up until tonight.
at Anfield. I think... I've got a funny feeling Salah will sign a new deal, get absolutely weighed in, and...
Just fuck it off.
No, I don't say that, because I think he's a great professional, but I just don't think he'll have the goal return, because he's had a blessed season this year, and he hasn't been playing unbelievably, but everything he touched in the early part of the season turned into goals.
Lad, there's got to be some figure, like if you're earning some set figure, 700 grand a week, where you just think, I fucking can't be arsed going to Ipswich away today.
No, they're not. Don't forget, these top, like, they're not motivated in that way, Josh. They're already multi-millionaires, you know what I mean? Salah must be getting, what, 10 or 15 mil a year from Adidas just to wear the boots? Like, and there's other endorsements and stuff like that. Like, they're not money motivated. Like, have you ever seen Luis Felipe Scolari's interview about when he was at Chelsea? And he talks about, like, obviously coaching them type of players, and he says, you know, the bonuses, that none of that motivates them. How you motivate them is by giving them a day off. So you could say to them, right, you're gonna get 100 grand if we win Saturday. They're not bothered. If we win Saturday, I'll give you Monday off. Because that's the most important thing to them, because they play every 3 days or 3.5 days. Like, they're just not money orientated. Like, it's not what makes them tick. Oh, I can see Liverpool going heavy for. Obviously, they're going to go for the left back, and it looks like Kerkez is the player. There's big rumours they're going to take a right back, Frimpong
from Leverkusen.
Did you see? And then they've got to take a centre forward. Like, even if Jota or whoever it is, Diaz, they keep and play off the left. They need to take someone who can replace Mane's goals, because if Salah has an off day and doesn't score, nobody else is weighing in with those type of goals. Where when Liverpool were a massive threat, Salah was a live threat, but Sadio Mane on the other side, and that buys Salah a bit more, you know, time and opportunity to cause problems. I think Liverpool's problems this year is so reliant upon Mo.
And also Firmino they had as well at that time, who would chip in with, what, 15, 20 a season?
Yeah, but also you've got to have two live threats on the front line, and Darwin Núñez, Jota
could have been that person, but he just can't stay fit.
I feel
and Diaz haven't come in with that.
Gakpo has got the ability.
I don't know what's gone on with Gakpo. He's been the man. Gakpo was doing great.
He's been injured. He played for Holland.
He's playing and scoring for Holland, yeah.
So if you take Frimpong at right back and you take Kerkez at left back, I still think Liverpool need a centre mid. Because I don't care what you say, I think Newcastle's midfield's better than yours.
I thought that was the core, then.
And I think Liverpool need a 9. I think Liverpool need an absolute...
We need a 9.
Harry Kane linked with Liverpool. Well, he plays that kind of Firmino role now. I can see the logic in it. Maybe it brings the best out of Diaz and Salah.
He'll get you 20 in the Prem.
And he'll get 20 goals, yeah. Well in,
ref.
Get up.
Yeah, he's having a good game.
So if Liverpool took Kerkez, Frimpong, Harry Kane, and give us a midfielder, Barella or something, you could see, and as well as keeping Salah and Van Dijk, Trent's gone, you'd go, do you know what, that's a great window for Liverpool.
Yeah, incredible. I'm very interested
do you think
to see.
Isaac, have you heard the rumours about Isaac going to Liverpool and Darwin Núñez going to Newcastle with a few quid?
No.
They're saying like 40 mil
Liverpool are giving money.
Or 50 mil and Núñez for Isaac.
They wouldn't do that. Well, I don't think they'd do that.
Well, the problem is if Isaac wants to go and then Newcastle are forced into some kind of negotiation. If you were Newcastle, the way Newcastle play and the Geordies, he could be a success there. That wouldn't be the worst trade. I know Newcastle fans are going to go nuts. Don't want to lose Isaac, obviously. But I'm going, if you got 50, 60 mil and Darwin Núñez for Isaac, I don't think that's the worst trade. Obviously, this is off the back of Núñez, Isaac wanting to leave Newcastle, which, you know, we're obviously fantasising or speculating there, you know. But again, I think if Liverpool in the Champions League,
if Newcastle don't get in the Champions League,
Newcastle don't get in the Champions League, then obviously the top players want to play in that Champions League.
Stranger things have happened, lad.
I thought before the League Cup final, I thought it was a shoe-in. I thought they were going to break the world record for Isaac. Liverpool spoke about it on here, didn't I? But then I think after that, I'm seeing how good the Newcastle fans were compared to Liverpool fans. Like just absolutely owned them at Wembley. And also Newcastle, let's be honest, were great value. You know, they're much the better team on the day against Liverpool in the final. So if the Saudis now have got this FFP monkey off the back and can actually go out and spend some of the PIF investment fund, then Newcastle are a world force and certainly are going to be a threat to the status quo in terms of winning Premier League titles.
Sorry, I'm just tuned into the game now, lad.
Fucking shite, this Addison. Honest to God.
What you've got to give credit for Ghana Gay, what he's done since he's come back from PSG. I know you don't like him or you didn't like him under Dyche, but he's been incredible in the probably say the second half of this season.
Yeah, I'd have to disagree with you. I mean, he's been better under Moyes, that's for sure. But I think James Garner coming back in has helped that midfield out no end, because he's the only one who can actually get his foot on the ball and see a pass. And I think when Everton are reliant upon the lad who was playing centre mid before he got injured from Forest, what's his name? Mangala, who did really well, but the onus fell on Idrissa Gueye to play, because Mangala's a centre half, stroke defensive midfielder who's not a first receiver. Decore wants a gamble, run on, link with the front man and try and get goals. So Idrissa Gueye was tasked with actually having to play football and find a pass, which he can't do. Like there, look.
Decore. That's Decore. No,
that's not Decore.
Decore's just ran in front of him.
No, he hasn't. Lad. He's just booted it. I don't know where he was trying to go with it.
Go on.
Garner, because that for me is his big problem. If he just has to run after the ball, get it and give it to Jimmy Garner, then that's fine. He's not bad at that. The minute you ask him, like I remember playing against him, Burnley, Everton, and you just drop off him and say, go on, what are you going to do? And he just gives you the ball back, because he's absolutely...
Oh, well done. Come on, we're in here. What a bad ball.
It's behind him. Go on then.
God.
Go on then. Yeah! Oh my God. Oh my God. How's he not scored? The keeper goes down early. He's got to score that.
Got to score.
Oh, you donkey!
The keeper goes down early. He sits the keeper down.
Come on, that's a foul as well.
Lad, the ball from Decore could have been better, and we still got the chance. He has to score that.
This is what I'm saying about Liverpool. He give you chances, mate, but you've got to score.
You've got to take them.
What's that Portuguese word for donkey?
Burrow. That's Spanish, isn't
Burrow.
it? Burrow. No, lad, he gets away. He gets a second bite of the cherry. Yeah. And then the keeper goes down double early.
Come on, Blues.
I want to see that chance back. The keeper sold his wicket double early there.
Yeah, I'm not having it.
He's got to score. He's got to score.
I just think he doesn't even look comfortable as a goalkeeper.
Is that Van Dijk complaining for a foul?
That's such a bad ball.
No, who's that complaining for a foul? Canate? Let's see.
Oh, no foul there.
Josh, if he goes down the middle, he scores. Look how early the keeper goes down.
Yeah.
He's got to score.
Got to score.
He has to score.
He just has to go down the middle of the goal. That's a goal. Kelleher sits down double early.
The Moise
he can't miss it.
Anfield.
He can't miss that. At Anfield against these, you can't miss chances like that.
Newcastle,
you've got to take that.
1-0. Alexander Isaac.
As he scored, the main man. He wouldn't have missed that. Yeah, I mean, the stadium is on tenterhooks.
Yeah.
Anyway, if he puts that in, the Singapore Reds don't know what to do. They don't know what they'll have to get the hymn sheet out and try and pretend they know some of the songs. Liverpool, Liverpool, Manu Reds.
Time was full of them today, by the way.
Oh, that's half a chance there. Slobsai coming in the box. That Paul Scholes kind of late run into the box, but just misses the contact. That could have been a problem. Isaac.
Get him to the Reds, eh? What?
The thing is, what are you going to have to pay to get him out of there? It's big conga in it because they're not going to.
What did they pay
wanna give
70 million for him?
63.
Yeah.
I didn't realise they bought him for 63 mil when he was 21. So that's a big investment in a
Did you
21
get him
year
from
old.
Dortmund, was it?
So
Real Sociedad.
you've got to be looking
Was that Dortmund,
realistically.
weren't you, for a bit? Was that before Sociedad?
That was before
Yeah.
Sociedad, yeah.
How
Realistically,
you linked with a world class striker like this? You don't even know who he's played for.
That's just,
Millennials.
I know who he plays for, just didn't know what, in
Millennials,
what
just-
order.
This the thing with like all these millennials with loads of football opinions and no actual credibility to back them up. Like that Stumpeg talking about Ronaldo the other day. Wasn't even born when he was winning Ballon d'Ors. Or she was one and he's winning Ballon d'Ors. She's saying Mo Salah's better. It's like,
Right.
what planet are you on? Endo. I'd take Endo at Everton. I think Endo's a boss little player. Like, just doesn't get a sniff at Liverpool, does he? Every time he comes on, he doesn't let himself down, gets stuck in, keeps the ball. Like, he's a nice little player.
he's been linked with someone back in Germany, I know. Decent team in Germany. Frankfurt, yeah.
He's not young though, isn't he? He's like 30 odd, isn't
Yeah,
he?
he's in the...
By the
latter
way,
stage
he
of
was
his career.
a good take from Klopp, weren't he? Because they'd obviously lost Fabinho and they were scratching round. Obviously, Henderson went and Wijnaldum went that window. And for what they got him for, I think he's been a good citizen. Like, I think every time I see him play, he never lets himself down. He always gives a solid performance. He's someone that is a 6 or a 7 out of 10 every week. And you want 3 or 4 of them players in your team.
Yeah. I can't believe Fabinho was... How old is he now? 28? Still?
Decore. Oh, lad, he could have been booked there. Decore.
Fabinho left when he was 27. So he's still only, 28 or 29 now? Fabinho.
Who's gone to Saudi?
Yeah.
He's in his 30s, lad.
He's not,
He's on a dodgy passy then, him. He is on a dodgy passy, him.
How old was he when he left? 20...
No.
29?
Fabinho is 31 now, so he must
Yeah,
have been 29, yeah.
29, so for the CDM.
Who's leading that Saudi league? Does anyone know anything about it? I know, yeah, but just out of interest.
Whoever Ronaldo's
The
playing
saying, did you see the thing doing the rounds that
for. Come on, Blues. We're in again here,
this is a chance, go wide. No,
Don't give it to
go
Addison.
him. Do not go to him.
Fuck's
Oh
sake,
my
look
God.
at this.
He'll do something mad,
Watch.
yeah. He'll do something mad. Yeah. Told you, just through. He's a joke, isn't he? Have you seen the thing, because this Club World Cup takes place, right? It takes place a month after the Saudi, and Ronaldo's contract's up at the end of the
I
Saudi
heard
thing.
about this, yeah.
And they're saying he might sign for a
Smash.
club just to play in the first ever World Club Cup, because Messi's obviously team have got a buy in there.
Yeah.
And they're saying that Ronaldo might sign for the team just so he can play in it. Now the problem isn't that tournament in America?
Yeah.
And he can't go back to America, can he?
Why is that?
Because of the allegation. There's an heavy allegation against him and lawsuits against him, isn't there? That's why he hasn't gone the MLS. He went to Saudi, allegedly.
Right?
Oh, there's a few stories about him where it paid someone off or something, yeah, for a bit of over the top touchy feely.
I thought you'd just get straight up nick for that. Anyway.
Yeah, well, obviously he's paid it off.
Jurisdiction doesn't go
So,
to Saudi.
yeah, something's gone on. Well, obviously, they don't. They've got to get him back to. It could be anything you've seen with Andrew Tate, haven't you? That it can be any mad shout from somebody. But so I was thinking, what happens if Portugal qualify for the World Cup? Because that's in Canada and North America.
Which they will.
Sorry,
won't they?
Canada and America, and obviously this tournament. So be interesting to see if he does go back to States. But there was rumour that that was the allegation of why he went to Saudi and never went to the MLS. Something that happened on a mad night out in Las Vegas. Chance?
A hangover.
Yeah, well, it's a bit more than a hangover.
We need a corner here, Cass. That's where I reckon
Do you know
we're
what?
dangerous.
Everton have been the better side of your first half. Had the better chances, been the better team. Just would have been nice to have that lead going into half time, wouldn't it? Here's Jimmy.
As good as a corner.
Jimmy Delap. Rory Delap used to have a throw like that.
Lad, that's a cannon.
It's
Leave it.
got,
Let it go out.
it's got height and length. Go
Come
on
on.
then.
Come on.
Go on then. Go on, Jim.
Get a throw in. Nice, another throw in.
Oh yeah. He's
the freaking toffees.
He's for me like somebody who will massively grow at Everton under Moyes, James Garner.
Yeah.
I think he's the type the character that Moyes develops into being someone who gives the England international scene a scare.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. I think he's good enough.
Well, we were only chatting, weren't we, last week about how weak that number 6, number 8
I
position
think
is
James
in England.
Garner now is better than Jordan Henderson.
Yeah.
If you said to me, you've got to take one, there's a cup final tomorrow, who do you want, James Garner or Henderson? Yeah, I'm taking James Garner.
So who's he competing with? Is that number 6 for England?
Henderson.
You've got Rice.
Rice, who
Curtis Jones.
can't receive it, who's not a first receiver. Curtis Jones.
Oh my God.
Just killed him there, haven't we? Is that Addison? Yeah, he's pony. He is
He's
pony.
got to bring him down there as well.
He's only 24, Garner.
Yeah.
He's only 24.
Look at this Harrison lad.
If they score here, that's come from his big mad corner. Oh my God, he
what's he
can't leave
leaving
that. Pickford shouted away. That's why.
Yeah, so we should have hit it away.
Yeah, but Pickford shouted away, and I don't know whether he's left it for somebody behind
Lad,
him.
we used to play with a goalie, and every time we'd come in, he'd go, keepers away!
Yo, David James. Keepers, not going to get there. That's what
Is that what he
he
used to
shouts.
say?
He'd shout, keepers, not going to get there at the last minute. And obviously just come flying past it. Like, fucking hell. Cheers, JMO. To be fair to him, he was unbelievable goalie at coming for he used to love coming for it, which, as you know, as a corner taker, you weren't really taking them. I know you had good delivery, but because you had a good heading ability. But I obviously took a load of corners, and when you've got a keeper like that, who you just know,
It's going to come and...
if this is slightly too high, he's just going to come and get it. But also, I've got to run another 100 metres back because he's going to launch it quick. But JMO got us out of danger loads of time, but loads of times the old keeper's not going to get there. Shout came, keepers. Lad, what about Harrison's clearance again?
Yeah, he's fucking killing us.
If you're on Everton's
per
bench
usual.
here, and you see that absolute lemon,
We just
where's
need-
Intai?
He's on the
Put
bench, lad,
Alcaraz
he'll
on the
come
other
on at half
side
time.
and get him off.
You haven't touched Ronald's collar, have you?
He'll come on at half time.
No?
What's Harrison doing?
Honestly. Notts County 0-0
Right,
at
a little
half
bit
time.
round up. What are the
Preston
results?
0-0.
Go round
Preston
the grounds.
0-0 at half time. Notts County 0-0 at half time. Bournemouth are getting beat by Ipswich 1-0 half time. 0-0 Brighton Villa half time. City 2-0 up. Jack Grealish scored. And Marmouche. Newcastle are winning. Isaac goal. Southampton are winning, which no one's seen coming. And obviously 0-0 in the derby. In the continental games, we have got Coupe de France. Caen are getting beat 1-0 by Reims.
There's the
Ream.
French coming back
Parlez-vous
out.
de Français. And in the Coppa d'Italia, 0-0 a minute before half time between the two Milan clubs. Feyenoord are beating Groningen 3-1 in the Eredivisie. And in the Scottish Championship, Dunfermline, Neil Lennon's just gone in there. They're battling relegation, are beating promotion chasing Livingston. Davy Martin, who was on my pro licence, is the manager there. And Queen's Park, who famously knocked Rangers out of the cup this year, are getting beat 3-0 by Adrionians, who were bottom of the league. So both of those bottom teams picking up points. Not that anyone gives a solitary shite. And in the Copa del Rey, 14 minutes in, 0-0 between Atletico and Barcelona.
Already after 13 minutes for Atletico Madrid.
Is that there are? Do you know if Moyes wasn't the manager and Everton obviously get taken over by some kind of bottomless pit of money, I think the number one manager for us would be Diego Simeone.
Yeah.
Just the way Everton are, you're like, you know, Ancelotti and Mourinho and all that, great, but like as good as Carlo was,
4-4-2, dogs of war.
Yeah, just Simeone and Everton. For me, it'd be just like the ultimate fit. If like we ever get taken over, if the freaking Toffees have got absolute bundles, then Simeone's been Atletico for a bit. I'd love to see him as Everton manager.
Yeah, can't speak a word of English though, can he?
Eddie Howe's another good one because Eddie Howe's an Evertonian, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a boyhood Evertonian, Eddie. Yeah.
Where's he from?
I think he's from the south coast, isn't he? But he obviously grew up supporting Everton.
Take it.
The problem
Don't
is
do nothing daft, lads.
the
Get in
problem
here.
is he's obviously in situ at Newcastle, isn't he? So
Yeah, and
you know, I
he'd be
can't see
looking,
him leaving there after winning the trophy. He's going to be walking on water. He'll be able to
looks a shoe
go
in
out
the
in
next
Newcastle for
England
the rest
manager.
of his life and never put his hand in his pocket to buy a pint. And again, yeah, got to be. Well, that was interesting. When Sean Dyche on TalkSport said Eddie Howe never even got interviewed for the last England job. How is that possible? Even if they're going to give it to him in 10 years, or you've got to interview people, maybe to go, right, it's not for him now, but we want to get him in the system,
Start
in the process.
Yeah.
Never even got spoke to about the England job.
Dyche didn't get interviewed, did he?
Not that I know of, he didn't mention it. I can't see it. I don't think he's
Hey,
in vogue.
speaking of counter-attack and Blues, come on lad, drive.
Yeah, but
He's in again.
Oh, it's still there.
Just done wrong choices.
This absolute dope.
That's a good knock, you know. Oh, nice. He's boosted him right now.
Oh, nice.
He's been booked though. Could be a red.
He's
been
got
booked.
to score. You can't book him there.
He's been booked.
Got the ball.
He's had to go with it, but he's been booked. He's lucky there. He's lucky. I know he didn't touch the ball. He kicked Keller
Kick
in
him
the face.
chest.
By the way, that was a good chance there. If Alcaraz's pass was a little bit better and didn't hit his legs, that's probably a foul on Curtis Jones.
Yeah, if he scored.
You know what I mean? But
No pass.
it was a chance that on the counter, but we just got to take care of that final ball, that final pass. Everton have had some good opportunities here first half.
Yeah, Everton have had the better opportunities, but it's classic Liverpool, isn't it? Go on, lad.
Go on then.
Come on,
That's a
he's with him.
foul.
Corner.
Corner. All right, come on.
Come on. Everton.
So how are you going the finger for a drink and I'm getting stung when you've got your own bank account?
I haven't got a bank account anymore.
Wasted all his money on a fishing rod. He did. Went into his room the other day, he's got a fishing rod. It's like,
A pole or a proper
a
rod?
fishing rod? Like, why have you bought a fishing rod? There's a pond at the end of our street, isn't there?
Seen the bird? What sits off in there?
The heron. Always see it, yeah. So there must be fish in there if
Look at that,
Have
lad.
you seen
That corner is a disgrace.
That's so bad, you know. That's like a Sunday League corner, that.
There's wild parrots in Liverpool.
There's wild
Yeah, in
parrots
Sefton Park.
everywhere. In London.
In Princess
See, London.
Park.
In
Unbelievable.
London, they're everywhere. They've escaped and
They're
bred.
not. They're
They're everywhere.
parakeets. They're not parrots.
Are they green?
The green
Fucking
and,
looks like
Yeah.
a parrot.
and yellow things.
Green,
Yeah,
yeah.
lad, they are everywhere
they
in
are.
London, in West London, everywhere, like swarms of them.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, they've escaped obviously over the years and just bred.
I've never seen them in the wild. I've seen
I've
them.
never seen any in
Princess
Liverpool.
Yeah,
Park,
they're in Sefton Park.
Seen them in Princess Park. I was like,
They've just escaped from people's houses and just bred, haven't they?
someone asked if you rate Gibbs White.
Yeah, there's times I can see why people don't rate him because he can be a little bit lethargic, but I think he's growing into a nice player. But he's a little bit of a luxury in terms of he's a kind of a modern version of the 10, isn't he?
Yeah.
But
Bit more fire though.
Oh no, I like a lot. I like him a lot. I do think he's a good player. But the problem for him is, when it comes to the England international recognition, there's a few players who are number 10s. Oh
Lad,
my
that's another
God!
chance.
You've had the best chances, yeah.
If you
he's
stop
onside.
this, if you came down from Mars and were watching this, you'd say Everton are the team 9 points clear at the top of the table. The problem we've got is you can't be that on top. You can't be that on top and not go in with something to show for it. Because
Especially at
Liverpool
Anfield, yeah.
surely can't be as blunt as that in the second period. It'll be interesting to see what the two Evertonians, Carragher and Big Dunk, say at half time.
Yeah, it's all going to be pro-blue, isn't it, at half time?
Well, they were the better side, weren't they? The big talking point at half time is going to be the Tarkowski challenge, really, because
Yeah.
he could well be sent off for that, in my opinion. Just not that I think it is, just the way the game is at the minute and VAR is at the minute. Like, you know, you're we just lower that down till they come on talking. You're lucky if you go through like that and make contact that VAR doesn't upgrade it. I think luckily for Everton tonight, you've got Paul Tierney, who's a Man United fan. So he's hopefully like the rest of the planet, like the rest of the solar system, wishing Liverpool get in a bit of a tighter title race than what the current situation is.
But I was worried with this game, just because of the international break. So there was almost 2 weeks, or was there maybe more than 2 weeks since the last?
Yeah,
Premier
you've had
League
2
fixture.
weekends, yeah.
So that's not good for Everton when you're on a good run of form. You just want them games to keep coming, don't you? Thick and fast.
Yeah, but also we haven't got
Also
loads
with
of
Liverpool,
internationals. Who are our internationals? Pickford. So not if you're doing team shape work. Well, the keeper's not there. Well, who cares? Because we can put any keeper in. Tarkowski not called up. Branthwaite not called up. Mialenko will have been away, won't he, with Ukraine.
Yeah. Branthwaite's under 21.
Did O'Brien go with the Irish?
No idea.
He's Republic of Ireland, and
I
he
think
must
he-
have been
I
in
think
the
he did, yeah.
Republic of Ireland squad. Ghana not called up. Idrissa Gueye, is he still playing international football? Decore could have done with the Brever. And then Beto get called up by Brazil. Portuguese, isn't he? But obviously he's playing up for
He's
Brazil.
good enough to play number 9, yeah.
Bebeto, and
surprised he
he
didn't.
won't have been called up. Jack Harrison's got absolutely fucking no chance. He's lucky to get a game tonight, never mind get called up. And then Alcaraz, I don't know whether he's been back to South America. I don't think he's an RG international, is he?
Not yet, no.
So Everton will have had a load of, where Liverpool's team will have been away, obviously, for most of that period. And then Arnie Slot's obviously had a bit of work to do with them because they went in the FA Cup. So that'll have been, don't forget, Moyes come into the club. We've had game after game after game. He'll have been desperate to get his hands on them. And he's had, 2 and a bit weeks to prep specifically for this game. And as you've seen in the first half, Everton game plan absolutely perfect. We've just been a little bit sloppy with the final ball or the final pass, and slightly unlucky that Bebeto goes a little bit early and he's a midgie's dick offside from Everton taking the lead.
Yeah, we should be in the lead, but again, just as I was saying there, wasn't necessarily just worried about Everton having a break when they're in a good run of form. It was more Liverpool.
Well, this puts
taking
paid
advantage of the break because of their poor run of form.
No, but this puts paid to all the stuff that Liverpool fans were saying. Obviously, when they got knocked out by PSG and then they got beaten in the final by Newcastle, there was a lot of murmurings in terms of...
Don't forget the 2-2 loss there was at Goodison as well.
And the 2-2 loss to Goodison. There was a lot of murmurings that, well, Slot's paying the price here because he didn't rotate early on the season. He's shown his naivety. He hasn't managed the squad and the players are running on fumes. Well, they've just had a period there. I know most of them have been away on international duty, but they've probably had a prolonged period that they're not used to, where they get the energy tanks filled back up. And based on that first 45 minutes there, Liverpool have been flat as a pancake. Anfield has been flat again. So, this famous Anfield, this famous atmosphere, barring singing You'll Never Walk Alone, which is pumped in via the sound system.
It's been flat. It's been quiet.
It's been flat.
As I say, I was driving through town today on the way through town to get back before I come here, and I'm telling you, a lot of the Liverpool fans, what I've seen walking up towards Anfield, didn't look very native. I'll have any mates. Go on, man. Didn't look very native. He had all the shirts, the hats, the scarves. Getting up to the ground double early to go to the fan park.
No, it is. It's Colin here. He took it off.
Fucking new.
He took it off.
So how can they start an atmosphere? I mean, look at it in comparison to Goodison, where it was raucous. The crowd were behind the team. Albeit the early goal would have helped.
I think they're bigger games, Man United. I think they get more up for Man United at home than they do for Everton at home. I genuinely don't think they see us as...
It's a great finish as well, isn't it?
Really good finish. If you'd have had that bit of composure when he went through one-on-one, see what I mean? If you like, he is a fraction offside, but I don't get why they don't show you the ball and the... Virgil can't touch him because if he touches him, it's a penalty. Like even Addison's ball there.
Yeah. It's like one of his corners.
That pass is awful, by the way.
It is, but he gets away with it here. It's that bad.
That's a
Van
great bit
Dijk
of
has a
skill,
bite
that.
on it.
What is Van
Just
Dijk
got to
doing?
dink him, you know.
Oh, he's got to score.
Just got to dink him.
He's got to score.
Get him
He's
to
got
PSG.
score.
Van Dijk just tries to smoke it.
What are they all doing? Little dink there.
Oh, he's got to score. He
Come on,
can't
keeper.
miss that. He can't miss that. The other side of the goal is open and Gallagher sells his wicket early.
Yeah.
Watch.
Just
lift it over him.
Dink.
Anything but
Yeah,
what he
he's down,
does.
isn't he? Just has to dink.
Anything.
Dink it over him.
Anything.
he's gone for the
He's gone
smallest
for the
fucking
smallest
part
part
of
of
the
the target. I told you to bring this up because it's Dalglish's daughter, and you have to say, oh well, he should have been sent off. He is a lucky boy, but I knew they'd bring this up because this is going to be the big talking point. If Everton win this game, that's what all the Reds will be talking about. He should have been off the park, but actually, I don't
No.
even think it's a foul.
I think that's just fake. Like,
see what they say.
I am a Liverpool fan,
see what they say.
and that is not a red card.
To see that has to. It's a shocking tackle. You know it should be a red card. It's not even really up for debate. First of all, the referee should get it. But
would he argue it's a natural follow through?
It
Of
is.
course it is. You can't kick the ball with that power without
let's see what
following
Big
through.
Dunk says.
Because he knows what he's doing there. He's got previous as well, actually against Everton. For Burnley, actually, we covered that on Monday Night Football, but the referee should give it on the pitch. For Paul Tierney not to give it...
He's a Man United fan.
Duncan, people might expect Jamie to come out on Liverpool's side in that argument. What do you think as an Evertonian?
No, there's no argument. Straight red. We noticed it right away. How they've never given the decision. It's a straight red. Absolutely.
I think in the modern game it's a red. I do.
Even Big Dunk's gone woke.
He knows what he's doing. He's come right through him, and that could
But
have been a
whoa, nonsense.
Do you know what? I have to disagree with them. I don't think it is. In the modern game it is. I get what they're saying, but it isn't a leg breaker. It's not a leg breaking challenge. He doesn't kick through.
Here's Campbell. Campbell's firing in here now,
Cambo?
saying it should have been a red.
Oh, I knew he'd say that. He's a fart, isn't he? He is utter woke nonsense. Keeps putting that picture of me saying utter woke nonsense as well on.
No, it's funny that. It is a red in the modern game.
In the modern game, it is a red. It is a red. But I disagree with Big Dunk there. Not that I'd say it to his face. But I disagree with Dunk there in terms of it. Don't think it's a leg breaking challenge. He knows what he's doing, Tar. He's gone through and he's left the leg there.
If you see,
to catch him, but it's not a red for me.
If you see that tackle in the Old Firm, does the ref even blow for the free kick, do you think?
Well, in the modern game with VAR, that's what I said to you straight away. Like VAR is going to check that, and the VAR ref's going to say endangering the opponent, you know, reckless, and it'll be a red. I think he's been lucky, Tahi, but actually, in the old-fashioned game, it's not even a foul. And I don't think it's a leg-breaking challenge, what they've said there. I don't think it is a leg-breaking challenge, albeit it is naughty, and he has meant to get him. But it is a derby, you're 10 minutes in, and the tone has to be set. You know, unfortunately, like if you go and make a tackle like that, there's going to be contact. But Tahi will get home tonight and go, got away with one there.
What was
Got
the
away with one.
what was the the fiercest derby you played in? You played in some big ones. Obviously, you've got the Old Firm, United City, Newcastle, Sunderland, Marseille. I know it's not really a derby, but
The classic, Marseille, PSG.
Marseille, PSG. I mean, for like
The Old Firm,
literally,
I would say, honestly, the spiciest in terms of how much they hate each other. Obviously, Rangers and Celtic. There's a real religious hatred of each other.
yeah. I'm talking for kind of like where
But
tackles are flying
Newcastle
Ref
Sunderland,
letting them go.
spicy. Every derby's blood and thunder, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? But Man United, when we played them at City, it was like Everton with Liverpool. It was like our game. Their derby was Liverpool. Do Do you know what I mean? As mad as that is, Liverpool's biggest game, even though maybe a bit less now because Man U are shite, but Liverpool's biggest game would be, because that's usually where the honours were getting divided. But the one that shocked me the most was the first time I played in the Time Weir derby where Newcastle Sunderland, and they were like, you know that your family can't go to the game on the day. They have to get on club coaches and club buses because the fans get bussed in and bussed out. And I was like, yeah, okay, take them in. And then when we come out the stadium, it's like riot police, like separating the fans. People trying to kill each other, and you're like, these are only like these are walk past each other all week, but they try and kill. You remember the famous Newcastle Sunderland game where the Newcastle fans sparking the horse?
What?
You never seen this? Not seen when they're rioting outside the stadium and there's a police horse and the Newcastle fan runs over the half and punches the horse. How have you not seen this?
How have you not seen it?
How have you not seen this? So that was a time where derby is all kicking off outside the stadium. You know the police horse with all like the protection on and all that.
Yeah.
It runs over to it. Newcastle time.
Does he drop it? Does he drop the horse?
Does he fuck? Horse just goes. It's got like it's a fucking fly been on it, but fully sparks the horse. Lad, honestly, I remember seeing it. I was going, oh my god, like. But then, cause I've played in them games and I've seen how violent, how volatile it is. Yeah. They fucking hate each other. And it shocked me when I first went there because I just did not expect it. But then people explain to you it comes down like to stuff that went on with the mining and the docks and all that. So like there's a big thing of Newcastle call them Sunderland scabs because obviously they kept some of their pits open and stuff like that went on when Thatcher.
When they were striking?
Yeah.
Right.
And something to do with the docks as well. So it goes back historically. It's not just a football rivalry, but it's very, very intense. Like they absolutely despise each other. So in terms of the one that shocked me the most, I'd have to say that. And obviously the games were, you know,
for the heat of the game, no, like being, especially playing centre mid, just like tackles, the speed of the game, like
yeah. Well, they'd obviously had Henderson in there, and Lee Catamol and something like. So it was going off. Like, do you know what I mean? There was loads of times it was going off, but also, you know, the same Manchester derbies were bigger probably for us because you're playing against Keane, Scholes, and all that, and obviously Ronaldo and Rooney and all that, and probably not as big for them because we were trying to stay up or finish mid-table, and they're obviously chasing down trophies.
Turned them over a few times though at City.
We had a good. I always remember the first derby I was involved in was the last one at Main Road where they beat them 4-1. I was 20th man, but it was the first time I'd ever been in a squad, and I thought, you know, when your name goes up on a Friday, I was like, oh, I'm in the squad, buzzing. Yeah. And then it was like, yeah.
Think you was going to play?
No, I didn't, because they do the team shape on the Thursday, but I was obviously training with the first team, and they do the team shape. And I'm not in it, so you know you're in the Bifferino, so you know that you're not starting on the Saturday. And then when the squad, I hadn't been in squads, and then the squad goes up, I'm in the squad, so I'm like, oh, I hope I'm on the bench here. And anyway, you realise that you need a bit of luck. You're the spare part, aren't you? And you're making teas for the lads, or just genuinely reading your programme and watching them up, chatting away to people. But I enjoyed it, you know. And then obviously they beat them. It was Peter Schmeichel's first game back against Man U. Yeah. It's the famous one where Gary Neville, he goes to shake Gary Neville's hand in the sun, and Gary Neville blanks him, and they end up beating them 4-1. City beat them 4-1, and I think Sean Goater got a couple, but he literally bobbled them in the goals, like proper classic bobbleinos. Yeah. And Ayl Berkovic and Ali Benabia were exceptional that day. Mark Vivian Foe in the middle. It might have been Kev Orlock actually. 2-0 Ipswich, and Villa to win.
Me and David have got a bet on, so I beat him at golf, so he had to put a bet on for us. We've got a tenner on 4-0 City and 2-0 Newcastle.
Ipswich are going to kill me, yeah.
2-0, yeah.
Do you know what, I should have swerved Bournemouth, because Bournemouth have got loads of players out, haven't they, injured? They all missed the City game the other day. Can Ipswich get some? I don't think they can. I think they're done, aren't they, all them?
Like, we need to carry
on.
Bournemouth
have got a penalty, yeah.
Bournemouth have? Well, that could be big for us. Who takes it? Clivert?
Ipswich are 9 points behind if it stays the way it is now from Wolves.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, I don't think they get back to play. I think they've missed the pen, lad.
No, they haven't took it yet.
Liam Delap. They're saying he's linked with Man United.
Playing?
Saying he's linked with Man United, Liam Delap. I think he'd be a great signing for Everton. Oh, they've got a few back. Kirkhez is back. Hudson's back. For them tonight.
That's yellow.
In the modern game, he's very, very lucky boy there to stay on the pitch. Very lucky. Cassius, can you do us a favour? Can you spark the kettle up? Mike Dean.
What's he saying?
He's a Tranmere fan, isn't he, Mike Dean?
Saying it's a leg breaker.
He's putting his top Scouse accent on here as well now, Mike.
So this is what surprised me, that VAR's looked at it and not given it.
Is this going to be just the main talking point now?
Someone's put in the comments that the FA have released a statement that he got the ball, although it was a foul, it wasn't deemed reckless.
But again, in the modern game, you do see them send people off for that. I mean, the fact that Mike Dean's on there saying that shows you if that goes to your normal VAR ref, they'll be in a similar frame of mind. By the way, he's got the most incredible, shiny, bald head, and he slot. Why doesn't Cambo just go for that? I seen somebody, no one has said, I seen the Africano with the footy boots on at the bus stop today. Before that, fella walking up the road, he's obviously going out for the match with the battle chest like that, marching, and he had a full bald head, but he obviously had what Cambo's had, the tattoo on it to make it look like a fringe. Because I was thinking, that's a strange colour hair on this bald fella. And as he got closer, he had the full tattoo. He looks alright, come with it.
Yeah,
so I can't see where Cambo's going with it.
Think about when he's like
Should have gone Arnie Sloth, full bald.
Did you see that Ryanair tweet? What he done with the fellas tweeted Ryanair a bit of shit. Saying because he didn't get a window seat or something, so he sat on this Ryanair plane and then there's no window here next to him, so he's like, fucking...
Oh, I've seen it, but I didn't really get it, yeah.
And Ryanair tweeted back saying, flight to Turkey, question mark. He just bald and putting horrible teeth. Savage.
Listen, it's a
savage
jungle
world
out there. It's a jungle. Curtis Jones at right back. Not the answer, is it? I know they're in...
No.
I know they're in... Oh, God. I know they're in a pickle with the injuries. But you're thinking, I think it'd be a better right back for them there. Endo.
Really, yeah?
Endo, Japanese lad. Don't forget, in 1970, they were still pulling them Japanese off those islands, saying the war's over and they weren't surrendering. They follow it to the letter of the law. Don't forget, when did he get...
One was in the jungle for like 30 years after the war had ended or something.
They had to get somebody to record a voice message in Japanese and play it to him. It might have been like a high-ranking government official from the time to say, because he was not having it. He was still firing at them when they were trying to tell him. He's like, nah. So they had to play this massive long message over the tannoy from like somebody who he knew
authority,
to say it was over because he wasn't having it. But was it the 70s? But that's what I'm saying, yeah. And that's why they reckon they had to drop the atom bomb on them, the nukes on them, because they wouldn't have surrendered. What are you saying, Noah?
With Japan, talking about Japan, what about ninja swords being banned now in Britain?
The Home Office tweeted it today like it's a big thing, right? And the last Japanese soldier to formally surrender after the country's defeat in World War II was Hiru Onoda. Lieutenant Onoda finally handed over his sword. On March the 9th, 1974. He had held out in the Philippine jungle for 29 years.
Respect.
Massive respect for him there, like. That's like hardcore, isn't it? That's why you should play Endo at right back. The ninja swords, the Home Office tweeted about today, and I'm like, ninja swords? What about the ninjas? Like, the sword, no. There's knives. What about a bread knife? It doesn't matter what you do.
Of course, it's the person holding them.
Fucking, they bang guns, but there's loads of people still going out shooting at people.
I've honestly seen some mad shit coming out of this government social media. You know, like it's almost like The Office. You know, like you think it like they're acting it out, especially with Keir Starmer calling this adolescence a documentary.
Yeah, and well, again, it's a full government psyop for me.
It's gonna fucking infuriate everyone.
Yeah, maybe that's why they're doing it. Don't forget, he serves Davos.
It can't be that simple.
I'm telling you, he doesn't serve our country. You can see that by he's taken. Just look at his record. Look at what they said they were going to do, and look what they've done. Everything's gone up. Your council tax is up, right? They've taken the disability benefits off. They've taken the pensions, winter fuel allowance off. They've what was the load of girls that they canvassed and said they were going to help them out and something and let them down. I mean, the list is endless with these people. Lie after lie after lie. And when you see the BBC pushing this adolescent, and I haven't watched it, but loads of people say first 2 are decent, the last 2 are shit. No one even knows how it ends. Stephen Graham, who thinks a great actor, getting all this praise, and he, you know whatever he said he's written it for. And then there's a great girl on Twitter, you all should follow her if you're interested in the kind of thing. It's called Charlotte Gill, who does deep dives into the money behind this kind of thing. And she's come out this morning, this government charity that David Tennant sits on, that promotes the antidote for toxic masculinity and colonism and all that, called Tender, which had already had has done lots of the soundboard. Olivia Colman, a bit of a woke actress, is on the board, has had 3.4 million in funding from the taxpayer, from the government. And then it turns out Keir Starmer's ex-bird, before he got married, sits on the board. Like, they're just at it. And he's saying now Netflix should give it free to everybody in schools. And everyone's going, what about the programme that was done about the grooming gangs and the girls being abused, called 3 Girls? Are you just going to make that free? You know, it's why'd you keep giving him my cup and Mia's cup?
I didn't even notice. Oh, yeah.
Good save.
How hot are they, though?
But again, like this adolescence, the way they're pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. And also, it's based on, you know, a young white incel who's, from what I gathered, is on the internet, on Instagram, and is into Andrew Tate, isn't it? Like that kind of ideology. And that's not reality, because that Axel Rabjikana, and like when you see what's gone on there, like that gets worse and worse and worse. And then when you see the videos and you see the stories, I mean, another 2 in London today, another 2 lads stabbed in a train station in London. Will that be the Welsh choir boys again? You know, I got a lot of heat for saying what I said, but look, predominantly knife crime statistically in this country.
Come on.
It's another bad pass. Knife crime statistically in this country is not perpetrated by you know, young white kids. It's just not. Yet there is.
There's obviously certain instances, isn't there?
In everything there's certain instances, but also if you just look at the numbers, you know, London in lots of ways is lawless. Sadiq Khan has lost control of London. Crime in London is through the roof. I mean, if you go into Brentford equalised. If you go into supermarkets in London, everything's behind plastic things, and you have to contact the Fingo staff to get them to open it. When have you ever seen that in this country? Cheese with alarms on. Did you see the video online yesterday where someone's put a hidden camera in the Greggs, and the 12 people go in and just shoplift from Greggs? Because this is what happens if you turn gas prices up and council tax prices up and everything, energy and food prices up on people. They just go, yeah, fuck the system. Yeah. And they start stealing. You go in the Greggs, and honestly, there's 80-year-old people shoplifting goujons. There's young lads robbing Lucozades. People go in and there's a video on it. You'll have to have a look at it. And 12 people in an hour or something like, or in 2 hours, shoplift out of the Greggs. So what else are they doing in the self-serve checkouts? So they have built this system through turning the screw on people, which is forcing people to break the law and go, nah, you have taken a piss, robbed us all in COVID, enriched all your cronies, and now you're going to charge us more for the cost of living. We're not playing by the rules anymore. And can you blame them? Can you blame them?
No.
I can't. Now, we shouldn't be advocating stealing, but also, this is what happens when you take the piss out of people. To be fair to Liverpool, they've started a bit better second half.
Come on.
Anyway, let's stick to the footy.
Yeah. Come on.
He's shite. You might as well just give him the ball back here. Might as well just give him the ball back. What did I say to you? He is fucking crap. You might as well just give them the ball back. He's that bad. Get him off.
They keep
that was not the ball, by the way.
From corners.
No. And know how thick he is and crap he is. If you're a left-footed player, why would you run all that way and then kick it with your weak foot? Surely you run all the way there, you're on your left foot. Pull the trigger. Have a shot.
What footed is he?
Neither. He's neither-footed.
What it's saying?
But allegedly, his better one, and I have to asterisk that, is his left. He is absolutely dreadful.
So he takes corners.
Why?
Yeah.
This is why you have to ask, because it's left foot and Moyes' finger, left foot in swinger. But he's absolutely dreadful. He's the worst player I've seen in an Everton kit live. He is the worst player I have ever seen play for Everton.
Yeah,
No,
look at this.
Calvert-Lewin's better than him. But like,
Alcaraz
It's
is
a
the
massive
ball.
chance.
Isn't
Drive,
Corey,
to the middle.
anything but
Drive
that.
into the middle.
Anything but
Yeah.
that. Anything
bad,
but that. But also, as soon as he broke, what did we say?
Illiman.
he?
Come on, son.
Give us
Do you know
the
what?
ball
I'm going to text Swerve and Dave Lucas, who are now there tonight. I'm going to say, lad, he is, can you not see, he is absolutely shite. Worst player. I said to Daishi, how did you re-sign him? Because he was on loan. Yeah, he was
Don't think we
terrible
had
on
anyone
loan.
else, though, did we?
But again, there must be a kid in the academy who's better than him. Because he is one of the
Who's-
worst footballers I have ever seen in an Everton kit.
Who's on the bench?
In the eye, he'll get ragged, and
He'll get
he'll
half an
probably put Lindstrom on. Lindstrom must be sitting there thinking, my God, I am crap at footy. This Jack Harrison character gets a game in front of me.
I thought he's actually done all right. Lindstrom, in parts,
Just lightweight
looks
though,
a
innit?
little bit weak,
A
yeah.
little bit lightweight.
But in situations like that, particularly if we keep counter-attacking him after corners, I'd rather him be on the pitch than Harrison.
Offside.
Well done, lads.
No, ref.
But again, like, have we not? Is there nobody like who what does he must be unbelievable in training.
No, let's take that.
He must be unbelievable in training because every time I see him play, he is absolutely dreadful. Harrison. Jack Harrison for Everton. How many goals has he scored?
I reckon 3.
Okay, so Harrison's played 55 games for Everton. All right.
5.
He scored 3 in his first season and got 3 assists. And he scored 1 this season and got no assists. So he's a winger who does nothing. He doesn't score goals. He doesn't create goals. Right? He's had 1 yellow card in 55 games. Goal. Oh, good.
That was such good defending.
55 games, 1 yellow card. 55 games, 4 goals. 55 games, 3 assists. Like, and you're a winger. So what do you do? Like, literally, what do you do? He is dreadful.
I seen something like he was
I'm trying to think of
the
a
longest
worse Everton
streak
player.
forward without a goal or assist.
Can anyone think of a worse Everton player who, you know, there'll be some shite ones out there who've played like 4 games, never got, but anyone who's played over 30 games, is it anyone on the chat, anyone who's played over 30 games for Everton Football Club who you think is worse than Jack Harrison?
Get in! Fucking get in! Come on! Quiet there, lads. A bit quiet in here, innit? Bit quiet
Told
in
you,
here.
we missed our chances. We
quiet
missed
in
our
here.
chances in the first half, and then we're down to 10 men because
I'm
we've
not
got that
gonna get my
absolute
hopes up
imposter.
Until I
Harrison on
see
the pitch.
VAR. But that looks like a goal.
Bramthwaite's asking for something here though. He's mowing
Yeah.
at something.
I'm going to give it a sec here.
Typical Liverpool, that though, innit? It's literally come from nothing. I don't know how we haven't got a tackling on the edge of the box
Lad,
there.
Yeah, he's obviously done well. He's just kept composed, hasn't he? But
Someone's mentioned Stephen Naismith.
Neil Mopai.
Stephen Mason.
Oh yeah, Neil Mopai, he's got to be up there.
Mopai was pony.
Change the scoreline,
I'm telling you,
Change the score.
I'm just going to see if
Mopai was
VAR's
dreadful.
looking at it.
Naismith's better than fucking Jack Harrison.
Naismith was quality.
He's looking
He's
at this,
offside.
look. I know, but watch, he doesn't touch it.
He's offside. He's
Yeah.
got to be offside.
He's offside
He's
there.
got to be offside. He's got to be offside.
He doesn't touch the ball.
Lad,
He
he's
does in
got
the
to
second-
be
he does in
offside.
the
He
second
interferes
phase.
with play. He's got to be offside. He interferes with play.
Yeah, he touches me, gives us in the shot.
And then
He's offside.
he takes part in the second phase.
He's got to be offside.
Watch it.
He passes it to him.
I
Yeah.
don't know, he doesn't even try and get the ball.
Yeah, but he's offside as he passes the ball forward.
Got to get a tackle.
As he
in there,
passes the
though.
ball forward, he's offside. That's got to be offside. He's interfering with play because Taki doesn't go off his feet. Oh, they've given.
You up the Reds.
Do you know what? That is offside for me because he's in an offside position as that ball gets played forward. How is he not interfering with play? Taki doesn't have to slide if he's not there. He has to be offside. That's an offside, that. Moyes is right. That's what Moyes is kicking off for, saying how's that not offside? He's right. He's got to be offside. As he plays the ball forward, he is offside. That's a second of that because they haven't deserved this at all.
It's always.
Oh, Van Dijk again. Fuck off.
I can't see how, I genuinely don't know how that's not offside, how he's not interfering with play, because he plays the pass. Tarky has the slide because of Diaz behind him. Tarky be better leaving that, because then Diaz is offside. So how is he not offside? He's interfering with play. That's a sickener, that, because Everton were the better team up till that.
Come on, Blues.
We said 1-1 anyway. I've gone for 1-1. What's happened here? Got someone phone in here. Must be phoning me to kick off.
Who is it?
Eddie.
Eddie Jannell?
He must be phoning me to kick off here, I reckon. Liverpool at it again.
Someone's put in there, there's 7 yellow cards in the Barca Madrid game already in the first half. Go on, mate.
7 games in the Barca Madrid game. There 7 yellows in the Barca Madrid game first half.
Is there an echo in here?
Did you just say that?
Yeah.
What did it get? 7 yellows? Oh no.
Come on, lad. And it's a mortal blow for us, that is a mortal blow, because if Beto takes them chances, the pressure comes on. Listen, you can hear the tourists now. They've obviously got the hymn sheets out. They've turned the sound system up. I've never heard them for fucking 60 minutes. I don't know what's offside if that's not offside. Like I don't know what is an offside. If he tries to play a ball directly to someone who's standing 3 yards offside and the defender intercepts it, surely as he plays the ball, the linesman's got to put his flag up to say he's offside.
They've got in at half time, haven't they, and have said to the ref, hey, bollocks.
You've missed the red.
You've missed the red card. It's still 0-0. Quick, give them a goal now before they score.
What did they say to you about Villa? Look, Villa cooking on gas here. Can they get 4th?
Newcastle 2-1.
Palace, I think you wouldn't have seen Sop beating Palace tonight. Palace have been absolutely flying, haven't they?
I sent Morgan Rogers 2 assists. I fucking took him out my team.
Nice, I've got him in.
I can't even remember what team I've got.
Oh yeah, sorry, to get him VAR'd that goal.
Got half an hour against Toffees.
Yeah, come on, Cash. Love the optimism, lad.
2-1 Newcastle.
2-1.
Tonali.
Where are you? I'm doing the show, you fucking bellend. Where are you? Yeah, but we're doing. Oh, good lad. Who's that? Who's that? You're live on the show. I thought you were phoning to kick off over the. He's put the phone down. He's on the island in Italy. He's live on the show. I thought he was phoning to kick off about the VAR. He's one of the most bitter Evertonians we've ever seen. I thought he was going to lose. I thought he'd be kicking off here over the VAR.
I don't even know who went to this thing.
No, I'm not answering it.
Who is it?
It's Ed again. Ed, I'm on the show. I'm recording the show. I thought you were phoning to kick off on the VAR. Yeah, you're actually live on the internet here as you're talking.
I'm with Paulie in Italy. We were just having a pint. I rang you by accident, and then I said, "Hey, this mad bastard phones me back." So,
yeah, phoned you back. So tell him I said hello anyway. Everton have just conceded to an offside goal, so it's 1-0 to the 1-0.
Alright, we're in the bar in Florence, which could lead us to deep trouble.
Well, yeah, you're live on the internet, so your birds probably heard that. So keep your nut down. Keep your nut down and use Ballie's card. See you later. Ta-da. I thought he'd be kicking off. He absolutely hates Liverpool, like one of the bitterest Evertonians ever, and I thought that decision would be smoke coming out of his ears, because for me that's a travesty. They're all moaning about. I can't see how that's not giving us offside. The more and more I watch it, because what is interfering with?
Book on Jota for shouting. Get a grip.
Should book him again for clapping.
No, I won't do that. I seen Simmercast the other day. I was driving. Simmercast passed me in a Lamborghini, and I thought, I just was like, no wonder you can't get a game for Liverpool. They're the worst cars, aren't they, for hamstring injuries, soft tissue injuries. No wonder every time he gets to run the team, he's gone. Because you literally lie at a 90
Is that
degree
right,
angle.
yeah?
Oh, lad, as soon as the lads get the teeth done, as soon as you get your teeth done, you might as well just accept that you're never going to be the same force as what you were before. Because it misaligned your bite, or your spinal column gets thrown out, and the next minute, that further down the skeleton, you start getting knocks and niggles. And the similar if you buy yourself a supercar. The amount of lads I've seen come into money, buy themselves a big mad car that you're sitting down like in them supercars, Lamborghini, Ferrari. Next minute, groins, hamstrings, spine all get blown out because they're too low to the ground, and the angle is terrible.
Yeah.
And yet they all fucking keep doing it. And I'm like, who's advising these people to say?
Gotta get Harrison off, lad. Honestly.
God.
He's the worst player I've ever seen in my life. I'm better than him. I'm actually better than him.
Do you know what?
How can I make a simple pass like that?
Because he's shit. I've just told you. He's absolutely shit.
It's not even. It's not even the fact that he can't make a simple pass. He's choosing the wrong pass all the time.
Again.
Yeah.
Just might as well.
Gives the ball away.
Might as well bring one of the stewards on. Might as well get one of the lads out of the fucking Everton end and say, do us a favour.
It's like playing with the Liverpool player. It's like Liverpool having an extra player on.
But this is the thing about it. How did Dyche play him all the time? And how does Moyes play him? He is fucking crap. And has been for a solid 2 years. He's got nothing about him. Nothing. You know what I mean? You're just down to 10 men if he's in the start 11. Crap player.
Get into AR or something.
He's
got to give him.
NDI's on the bench, but he must only just be back.
He'd be on by now if he was fit.
He'd probably give him the last 20 minutes.
He'd be on by now if he was fit though.
Get Skilly man on and
What's the point of having him on?
another 20 minutes, another what, good half an hour to go here. Just need another couple. We need a couple of throw-ins near the box.
Mamouche.
Dangerous.
The good thing is, no matter what happens,
Just the one.
no matter what happens here, we're going to be better. We're going to have a better team next year because there's no way Addison will be in the side. There's no way Bebeto will be the striker. And if this is the champions-elect Liverpool, we ain't a million miles away from them on the performance in the first half. Actually, should have been a couple ahead, and even in the second half here. And we're still playing with 10 men. We've got Jack Harrison on.
Absolutely
crap.
Jack Harrison to get a game in the Ballers League.
Do you know the thing about it is that ball bags league is like there's a lad on there who was a young player at QPR, scored a cracking goal, but he had a decent career playing, I think either non-league or just in the league, a lad called Bruno Andrade. He's a great kid. He's a great kid. He's very good technically, like he's got good technical ability. The problem for him is he's got the heart of a pea. So when the going gets tough, which it looks like that's what that ball bag league is. It's a load of lads who've probably signed up to like your Bases, New Era, Rio's agency, load of dark skin pigmentation lads who obviously are backed by Alien Fod because he was doing the commentary, weren't he? Juice said Alien Fod. Ola Jimby, Ola Jana, Ola whatever his name is. That's not his name though, is it? That's not his name. Name's Ola Sana, Ola Jana, whatever. And it looks like they're trying to give a second, like I seen Wrighty in there who calls himself Unks, doesn't he? He's like their uncle, Unks, Ian Wright, the national treasure, who's obviously trying to get them all a second wind, but they're all just shit. They're not good enough to play. They've been in and around the programme as kids. They either haven't got the heart for it or they haven't got the ability for it. So you can put them on Sky. You can put Angry Ginger in a suit. You can have all kinds of nuggets commentating. But that doesn't replicate or give you what you're missing, which is bollocks and ability. You've either got it or you haven't. You're not going to get... They're going, oh, it's a second chance for people to come back in the game. No, it's not. There's no manager watching that going, John might take a chance on him.
There's some weight behind it though, isn't there? Like John Terry, Rio Ferdinand.
Yeah, well, think if you're John... Like, I like John Terry, right? But if you're John Terry, you've got to offset that racism charge. So the only way to do that is to hang around with a load of black people on Sky and everyone goes, oh, he can't be a racist because he's been in the baller league with all the black people. And he's got to do that to get back in, right? John Terry's got to do that to get back in the game, hasn't he? Because unfortunately for him, you know, there's a load of black people who will never forgive him for what happened. I played in the game. From what happened in the QPR Chelsea game. Now I never heard it, and Anton never heard it. It was only shown on Sky after the game, and look, you can make your own minds up on it. He was taken to court and not found guilty, but you know, everyone's seen what it is. Do I think he's a racist? No, absolutely I don't. Do people say mad shit in the heat of battle? Yeah, they do. Now, clearly, they've been having it on the pitch and something mad's been said. As I say, I didn't hear it or see it, but I was involved in the scrap in the tunnel in terms of breaking it up. I wasn't involved in any of it. It was just kind of trying to settle everyone down and be a bit of a peacekeeper. But clearly, it's a weird one because he's really good mates with Bobby Zamora. For John's perspective, to get in to be Chelsea manager or be back involved in the England setup as a manager, he's got to kind of offset that reputation that came off the back of that game. Now, I was trying to engineer, I was saying to, because I know Rio and Anton really well, because when I played together with them, I was trying to engineer a sit down as a podcast and go, come on, let's, you know. But obviously, that's for them to move past it. But I don't think John Terry's a racist, albeit obviously mad stuff gets said. And also, if you're him, the ball bag league is a perfect opportunity to change, you know, the public perception. So I can see the strategic thing in it. And also, as you know, they were sliding everyone's DMs. They slid in our DMs trying to get us on it. But again, you know, Simon Jordan's written a good piece on it. I haven't read it because it's beyond the paywall in the Daily Mail, but I've just seen the headline. Simon Jordan's written a bit of a piece on it saying basically Sky are losing subscribers like you can't imagine. Obviously the Amazon Fire Stick's taking it on, and the utter woke nonsense that's their programming is making people go, I'm not actually, now you've turned the prices up, I'm not paying any more money for this shite because the telly's full of absolute buffoons. So their antidote to that, to try and grow new subscribers and get this new young audience, is to go with these influencers and these YouTubers, right? But it's going to fall. And Jordan, I think, is saying Sky's dominance is over because Amazon are on the scene now with Amazon Prime. Not only the Fire Sticks, but Amazon Prime. And also, there's, as I say, there's the woke nonsense that Sky have got to, you know. Don't forget, Sky's great programme, Soccer AM and all that, they wouldn't be able to put that on now. The Soccerette, all that kind of stuff that they've absolutely stepped away from as if it never happened, Lovejoy and all that. And like they can't programme like that. The stuff that the footy fans into, which is on the edge, they can't do now because they're that woke. Has any of you seen, and there must be a few quid behind it, Tim Lovejoy, Tubes, Helen Chamberlain is her name, and the lads, is it Fenners and all that from Soccer AM? I've got their own podcast, Soccer A to Z or something like that.
No, I've not seen it.
There's clearly a bit of money behind it, and obviously Lovejoy, and they've gone back to try and redo Soccer AM in the podcast format, and it's dreadful. Like it is dreadful. And also, I always go off the impressions and the views, and honestly,
is it PC?
Well, of course, because he's gone woke, and he Lovejoy. But the impressions and all that, like, you can see that there's a load of podcasts out there. The fella Nicky Byrne who had Colleen Rooney and that on, bit of money behind that. You can see like with the production and all that. But again, they're getting like 5,000 impressions, like 3 people commenting on it.
Yeah.
And it must be absolutely soul destroying for them.
It mustn't be. There's a few people saying so.
I've just listened to it and it's fine.
What's going? The audio?
No, I've just listened to it and it's fine.
Lad, there's literally 10 people saying the audio's gone.
10 people where? 2 people have said it.
In the YouTube comments.
Not
yeah.
That. Not.
So it might just be their feed. So that's the thing. You see, like, it's interesting for us because obviously we're pure guerrilla. We're just us. We've built our podcast just us in this studio. No money behind us other than kind of what we've earned ourselves via the YouTubes and the TikTok and the socials. But when you see these come online and they go, do you know what, we were brilliant on Soccer and we'll be able to make a podcast. Well, it's just not working. Like, because you've gone woke and nobody's asked what you've got to say. Like, in terms of getting cancelled, we were laughing about this. Was it talking to you about this? We're talking about like kind of the situation with him where it's like a badge of honour to get cancelled. If you're not getting cancelled or they're not trying to cancel you, it means you're not authentic. Like everyone who's making strides and being controversial or being critical of certain ideologies, they're trying to cancel. Like, and they're trying to, the bigger you get, the more they try and cancel you, the more they come after you with. And what it does is, I think it gives people a kind of credibility, a badge of honour that you're on the right track. So, unfortunately for these people, you were with your soccer AMs, you were in the halcyon days of TV where you could have a soccer AM, take a top off and show a Bristolians, and you could do little bits of cheeky things and be on the edge. Whereas now, Sky is sanitised, whitewashed and full of woke bullshit, and the people just don't want it. There's no appetite for it. But yeah, Saturday morning we'll be forced to watch something with a load of dweebs who've never played footy sit there, because, and even when you watch now, Gillette Soccer Saturday used to be a great watch. I was watching it the other day with my coupon, but they've gone for the fella there, Simon Thomas, who was a Blue Peter presenter, wasn't he? And listen, he had a terrible thing. His wife died really young. Sad, really sad. But then they promote, like, he's just not Jeff Stelling.
I just can't stand that. Is it Sue Smith?
Sue Smith, yeah. Well,
and
she's
Neil,
from Prescott, though, isn't she?
And Fingy Warner, Stephen Warner, like the same person.
Yeah,
same accent.
They could both pass for men and both pass for women at the same time, couldn't it? It's like, are these men or women? Like, to be fair to Warner was a good, solid tackler, but him, Dermot Gallagher and Sue Smith on a Monday morning going through the referee's decisions is like... It's like
watching paint dry.
It is tough, and it's a tough watch. Dermot Gallagher has done well to get a gig on the TV because he is the man with the personality for a radio station, or like that's at like 12 o'clock at night, from 12 till 2 a.m. Radio East Anglia bulletin about the sheep rustling that's going on in the county. That's cheers for that, Dermot. But we don't want to see you 9 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning on Sky going through refereeing decisions and just sitting on the fence on every single decision or backing the ref up.
Yeah, it's good though when you look at it for what we're doing, just to have an alternative for freedom
I
of
love
speech.
that point of where the people who are actually getting cancelled, like, just
what
the
are
people
you
who have not gone
cancelled?
woke. And it's like, here actually is a badge of
Rashford
honour.
scored again, and Asensio. I told you, Villa had the best January.
Can you get in top four?
I said it, didn't I? Called it a while back. I mean, Forest and City. I think Forest have cemented. Oh, it's still 6 points with 8 to go. The danger, the 3 points behind City. All right, Villa, but they're in 7th. You've got Villa on 48, Chelsea on 49, with the game in hand on City and Villa, and Newcastle on 50 with a game in hand, same as Chelsea. I wonder if Newcastle and Villa have got to play each other. Newcastle play Villa at Villa Park on the 19th of April. Villa's run-in is Southampton next league game. Sorry, not Forest next league game. PSG, then Southampton, then Newcastle. Palace away is tough. They've got City. It's in Villa's hands. But in the midst of that, they've obviously got the FA Cup semi-final against and they're still in the Champions League.
Against Palace, which you've got to fancy them.
Remember where you heard it first? We were talking here, who finishes top four. I said to you, I think Villa, because I just thought they'd taken match winners. Rashford scored 2 in the Cup the other day. He scored the opener today. Got himself back in England, set up, like, rediscovered himself, and he really. And obviously they also took Asensio, who's a Champions League winner, knows how to get over the finish line.
Yeah, you can
Champions
see
League experience. Who else? They took 2 other players that we were talking about. They took who else did they take? Villa took a defender, and Mallan, Donald Mallan, another front finger player. They took a defender, didn't they? They took a left back.
The Spanish
Taking basketball.
Spanish kid, or that Matson, they took at the start of the season.
No, Villa took another player. Yeah, I'll tell you now. Villa took another.
Andres Garcia.
Garcia, yeah.
No, it wasn't him.
It was, yeah.
No, Desai, the big centre half from Chelsea,
Disasi.
who's a cracker, Disasi, who was brilliant, like big, rough, ready defender, a bit like Kanate, but defends properly. Villa had the best January by a mile. They massively boosted the squad. Like Daniel Mallan, who's probably done the worst out of the four signings, but is a Dutch international who's got maybe a bit of randomness to him. He hasn't quite hit the ground running for them yet, but again, he just gives you another live option on the front line. Good legs, good energy, and as I say, you know.
Yeah, it's not a bad analysis, to be fair, and not a bad punt to that Villa.
But that Monchi and Emery, I'm telling you, that Monchi's the recruitment guru. He used to do it at Sevilla. Did he go to Roma and do it? And obviously he's now, without Unai Emery, they're pulling up trees at Villa. Like, Villa could win the Champions League and the FA Cup. Like, you've got to fancy Villa to progress past Palace. Villa will be the favourites. Everyone will be thinking that final's going to be City Villa.
Palace, you said, not Paris then.
I said Palace. They play Paris. Paris Saint-Germain will be a huge test for them in the Champions League. But with Sevilla's record in Europe and Unai Emery's record in Europe, you wouldn't put it beyond them. You know, all the pressure's going to be on PSG to get that European Cup monkey off the back. You wouldn't be surprised to see Villa do a job on them. I think they've got the best English midfielder at the minute in Morgan Rogers in terms of form. I think he's as good as anybody in the country at the minute, like knocked in. And they've got the best goalie, or one of the best goalies in the world, in Martinez. You know, they're a really good side, and coming into form at the right time.
Have Villa Park as well.
But no pressure on them, have they? You know, Paris Saint-Germain are going to have enormous pressure on them in that tie. And you would have to put... I know listen, Palace are the dangerous opponents, but you'd have to have Villa pegged as the favourites for that semi-final. You know, everyone is thinking that's going to be City, as I say, and Aston Villa in the final.
Be nice to see Villa Forest in the final, wouldn't it? That'd be a cracking final, that.
Yeah, we're going to go the semis, aren't we? I spoke to El, so he's going to get us some tickets, and we're going to go the semi to watch that. It was good for him because he obviously went to the Newcastle final as a fan with his half fella. Yeah. And obviously he'd have been sick leaving Newcastle. And then a couple of weeks later, you win the quarter final, you get a chance to go back yourself as a player. And then you might get another chance to go back again in the final, which would be an incredible experience for him.
What's going on with the Marseille charity match?
Yeah, Marseille celebrate playing 125 years as a football club against AC Milan in May. I think it's the 2nd of May, Friday night. And I got a nice email through. It was all in French, so I had to use Google Translate. But yeah, gonna join the Marseille Legends squad. You know, I've only done 9 months there, but thankfully they deem me as a legend there, which I'm imagine I'll be in some esteemed company. Great block again, O'Brien. Esteemed company. The problem is I pulled my calf 5 mile into the Liverpool half marathon, and I was taking Cass's team last night. And at the end of the session, I ended up going on one of the teams. A few of the adults joined in with the kids. Just turned to the ball, fell my car, got inside again. So I've got like 4 weeks to rehab it. I think I'll be all right. But every time I twist and turn today. I mean, I played golf today, it's all right, but I've definitely got a grade 1. So I'm like, do we go and see one of my old physios and get a bit of a fizz on it, or do we just cross my fingers and hope that it holds up?
What will the setup be like when you go and do a training session with them? Or?
I don't know, lad. I would imagine they'll get together before. I don't know who'll be there. Hopefully Chris Waddle and Papan and Basil Bowley, but I don't know who it'll be. I haven't seen the other invitees, but then I've seen AC Milan. I've played against AC Milan legends before for Newcastle, for Steve Harper's testimonial. I managed to get Maldini's shirt. So they had obviously Baresi, Maldini, Costa Curta, Mark van Bommel. It was a lot of big names. But I'm thinking Zlatan might come. I'm thinking Zlatan's director of football. He played for Paris. I've got a funny feeling he'll turn up, and if he turns up, obviously
got it on again.
Like, obviously he might come along for me, the big fella.
You seen the cut of him now?
Lad, he'll still be in shape.
Yeah.
Still be in shape.
Like jiu-jitsu and all that.
Oh yeah, he was like taekwondo and all that, isn't he? So, but he'll obviously
that'll be a spectacle. That
he'll obviously. But Pirlo, I think, plays. Pirlo has a go.
Seedorf, I swear he has a little go, doesn't he?
Seedorf still looks fit as a fiddle, doesn't he? So it'd be interesting to see, because it's at Marseille Stadium. Loads will want to play in it, because when they play like that, if they play, they travel this AC Milan Legends team and play everybody all over the place. So it'll be interesting to see who turns up. But again, I've not played at the Velodrome since the roof got put on, and it'd just be great to go back and be part of it. I'm just hoping I can get a period on the pitch because of my calf.
Just have to take it easy till then.
Yeah, well, I'll obviously have to do a bit of training anyway, but as I say, I've done the two hours half marathon with a calf pull, so even if I have to limp around, then I'll I'd just be buzzing to go back and see the place and obviously play on the pitch with some legends for a great cause. I think it's to raise money for one of the foundations there. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
But as I say, I need to get my finger out and get a bit of Terry off.
Brilliant.
That's for money.
10 minutes ago in the game, would you have took this at kick-off being still
Absolutely
in the game?
not. No, I wouldn't, because 3-0 Villa. Because I fancied us for a point tonight, and I think on the balance of play, Everton with the better team first half, but wasted some really good opportunities. And then I think that Liverpool goal's offside, so I don't see how. I don't see how we can be happy, still being in the game. I think we should be level at minimum, if not ahead.
Yeah.
We've had very few yellow cards, haven't we? He had a little.
Oh, that's a booking, that.
That is a booking.
Is it? Got to be?
No, he's just letting it go now, and he's trying to cement this Liverpool victory, yeah.
Bournemouth kill me. Ipswich have won. Mallon scores the third goal. So Villa's 3 goal scorers tonight. Rashford opens a score in 51. Assist from Morgan Rogers. Asensio, assist from Morgan Rogers. And Donald Mallon scores the third one. Assist from Asensio. What a fucking January they've had. What a January they've had. City have won 2-0. Palace got one back. Palace scored late for 1-1. Tell me Derby beat Preston 2-0. Notts County beat MK 3-0. Tell me the other 2 games haven't ended up a draw, the 2 derbies.
They're still going.
Tell me
that
they
was
haven't ended up a draw.
1-0 Barca.
Atletico
Barca
Madrid,
1-0.
The first leg was 4-4, wasn't it?
Fran Torres. And Italy was the other one, wasn't it?
It's 1-1.
Italy.
About to be finished, 1-1.
It's 1-1. Tammy Abraham scored and Calhanoglu for Inter.
Where's
you
Tammy
scored a
Abraham?
last
Was he
minute
at
goal
AC?
again, yeah.
He's at AC, yeah.
AC Milan. You know what? He doesn't get mentioned for an England shout, does he?
He won't.
Tammy Abraham.
Yeah.
And you'd have to think Tammy Abraham
Considering-
playing for AC Milan has got to be better than Dominic Solanke playing for Tottenham, who were 15th, 14th. But doesn't even get a sniff for England, doesn't even get mentioned. You never even heard him talk
Ivan Toney rumbled, didn't he? But yeah, I've got to agree with you there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much he's been involved, but I have seen him playing a lot for AC Milan. I'll have to look at his
Come
numbers
on,
here.
get on with the game. He's off the pitch.
This is classic Liverpool under slot, isn't it? They just run the clock
Look at him
down.
just roll back on.
To be fair, I'll have to take that back. He's played 24 games and scored 2 goals. That's his third goal tonight.
Tammy?
And it's in the cup. Yeah, and 3 assists. So maybe not. But Solanke hasn't done much for me. Flat to deceive for me.
Liverpool just trying to spoil the game here.
Ooh.
Hey, we've got a lead to
What's
win
happened
here.
there? Was he offside?
Yeah.
Is he booking Nunes? He's booked Nunes for that.
Nice.
He's booked Nunes. Pickford just lamps him.
No, he's
Oh,
been
he's
off
booked
the pitch
Pickford's.
and then rolled back on.
Oh, right. They're just running the clock down here, aren't they?
I think I just need...
You've got to be disappointed if we lose this, Everton. Got to be disappointed, especially with that goal possibly being offside. I'm looking forward now to them explaining how that isn't an offside. Because if he's not interfering with play, Tarkowski doesn't have to slide.
Yeah.
So as the player plays the pass, Diaz is offside. Why is the flag not raised, and why is the whistle not gone for an offside?
Yeah, because he's clearly offside.
As soon as
first phase,
as soon as he
second
plays
phase,
the pass,
yeah.
it's different if he's onside as he plays the pass, but as Tarkowski touches it, he's offside. That's different. He's offside the moment the pass is released. So how is it not given as offside? What are they saying? He's not interfering with play. Well, if he wasn't interfering with play, Tarkowski wouldn't have had to slid.
I get what you're saying, to
Fly.
be fair. I cannot argue with that. But
Moyes,
I just need a red
Moyes will
card
be fuming. I guarantee you
Barca
Moyes
Atletico
mentions
Madrid
this
game.
after the game. They'll ask him about the red card, but I guarantee you Moyes drags it back to he thinks that is offside, because he was going nuts at the fourth official. He was going absolutely nuts at him.
come on down, lad.
There'll be about a 6 minute stoppage time here
Yeah,
because
they
the Reds
will.
have been running the clock down, haven't they?
That's
And
our ball,
don't
that.
forget, we've played with 10 men for most of the game because we had Jack Harrison on.
What's a good season for Everton here then? Where's finishing?
It doesn't really matter, does it?
You're not bothered where we
It's all
finish?
a couple of mil, I'm not really that arsed. I think we're going to be in that bottom half because we've got a couple of tough games coming up. We've got Forest away, Arsenal at home, Forest away, City away.
We're back down to
City at
15th
home.
tonight. We're back down to 15th
Chelsea
tonight.
away.
We're 6 points off 12th, Palace. We're not going to get in the top 10
No,
because Bournemouth are on 44. We're 10 points behind Bournemouth on 44, so we're not going to overthrow that.
Just grateful to be
Ipswich have
to be
won,
where we are and ready for next year.
but they're
going
still
into the new
Ipswich
stadium.
have won, and they're still 9 points behind Wolves with 8 to go. 9 points with 8 to go. They're not getting back.
Come on, lift it in. Tarkowski again. Same move.
God, don't even want to watch me now.
He's off. He's off.
Yeah, but it's come off the Liverpool player.
Doesn't matter. It's offside because it's told you. Doesn't matter. For them, it's offside, but for us, play on. Carry on.
Yeah, look at the cut of them behind
Yeah.
the linesman there.
See
He
I can't really talk, but you see the Deirdre Barlow steady bottles on him. He's got high definition
Is he offside,
spectacles.
He wasn't offside, lad.
What?
Fucking robbing bastards.
He wasn't offside.
No. Kanate was playing him on.
Was that 8? 6? 6.
6 mil?
Come on, the Blues. Come on, Taki.
You said you would put 6 mil extra time on
Is he asking for more?
I've just got a funny feeling we're going to equalise here, you know.
Lad, don't.
I'm telling you. I don't know why. It's stunk of a 1-1 this all afternoon. If Beto just lifted that to the middle of the goal,
I cannot see this happening now.
just launch that, have that. Just have it. Well played, lad. He's had a good game.
That
Jake
O'Brien?
O'Brien. Yeah.
He's
Done
good on the
well.
ball, isn't he?
Yeah, he's done well.
But it's all
Done
lad,
really
yeah.
well.
That Cooper Ken's going to score again.
Ashley Young equaliser.
I can't see it. I can't see it.
For Liverpool at this point, it's not about
There's a load
performance.
in the box though, to be
Gotta get
fair.
in the Pomo.
It was. For Liverpool, it's just about getting the points on the board, isn't it?
Oh,
Getting the
of course.
W's. Like performance at this point doesn't matter. It's getting
No.
the job done.
Get that gap back to 12.
Gotta miss that man.
Come on, get out.
Why do you think he didn't put
Well
Branthwaite
played,
in the
lad.
England squad?
Because he plays for Everton. Literally because he plays for Everton, and he'd be trying to keep.
Who was in
Um,
over him?
Dan Burn.
Yeah. That's a mad one, like. It's because
There's a few others who were in there, like Konza and that, who I don't think
keep
is
it in.
better than.
Risky ball.
I don't think Konza's better than Branthwaite. Dan Burn played left centre half. He's done great, Dan Burn. He's not better than Jared Branthwaite. It's bizarre, and if Jared Branthwaite was at Man United, he'd get called up,
yeah.
even though Man United are having a terrible season. But
There's
it's
your
just
boy
the
coming on
size.
here.
My God,
Fucking hell,
are
I
they
forgot he
bringing
was
Salah
playing.
on? They're bringing Salah on here, or is he coming off? What? He hasn't been on the pitch, has he? Do you know what? You wouldn't pay him 500 grand a week on that show. And I think you're going to see loads of that next
It's
season.
already weighing him down.
Once he's full of coins, I think you're going to see loads of that next year. I think the lights are going to go out quicker than you can ever imagine.
Hopefully.
Really, you know what? No, if you had anything to buy, you'd chip him. You'd go, nah. Do you know what I mean? Don't give the money. Let's go and find the next Mo Salah. But again, his numbers, you just can't. You just can't. They can't let him go.
Record breaking season, you're not.
And also, who's going to score for you
Those
if
pens
he's
though,
not there?
innit? So just put someone else on pens and they'll get the stats. They'll get the numbers.
His numbers are scary, aren't they? Considering he probably could have scored double the
Come
amount
on.
if he was actually a
Get
clean
up.
striker of the ball.
The three juggernauts in the box.
He could have had double the amount of
He
goals
actually
this
could
year.
have, yeah. It's a mad thing to say, but he could have.
What's that?
Salah's missed as many chances as he scored. Like, he could have had at least double the goals, but he's not. I don't know. You can't get rid of him. There's no way they could have let him go because how productive he was. But I've got a funny feeling he'll fall off a cliff.
Come on.
But dead.
That's a bad ball.
Is that
It's
42?
all right. Youngie will know what
Hit
to
a
do.
ball
Yeah?
in.
Well,
Yeah,
but don't
do.
forget, that's a good knock, lad.
Come on.
Yes, Jonesy!
What a toe that was,
What
by
a
the
right
way.
back.
What a toe that was.
Referee,
Oh, fuck
what
off,
are you
ref.
doing, ref?
That's probably why he put.
Ref's an Everton fan?
That was a great, big, massive, big toe from Curtis Jones there.
Oh, it was, man.
He's played well. You're not to do much, like. Defensively.
What's 20?
Yeah,
Trent's got a Real Madrid kit on there. Look underneath. He's got his Real Madrid kit on. Real Madrid undies. I reckon Trent's got Real Madrid pyjamas that he sleeps in overnight, telling you, with European cups all over them. No, he's got Jude Bellingham's poster on his wall that he has a frappuccino to whenever he feels frisky.
I think you've got brown undies that you wear every day.
Have that.
Come on, Blues. One more chance we need.
Go on, lad. Make yourself a legend.
This way, come on.
Make yourself
Come
a
on.
legend.
Yeah,
You
mate,
should have gone
that'd be
wide to
sick.
Young there, really. You should have gone to Ashley Young there.
Come on.
Come on,
Taki, get in the
Ilman.
bounce. Come on,
Go
Taki.
Ilman. Go on,
Because this is
Ilman.
what happened last time.
Everton.
Come on. We've deserved some out of the game. The passion in the fans there.
Love a corner, you know, the Blues.
Oh my God, if this comes scores.
not this.
There's a minute left.
He'll give a foul away, yeah.
Someone's going to score on the counter, yeah.
He'll give a foul away.
No, if he scores, if he
Come on,
scores,
get the
I'm
free
not doing
juggernaut,
this podcast ever again.
O'Brien.
Imagine he scores.
I'm not doing this podcast ever again.
Oh, it's a great ball.
Oh!
Oh, he's done so well.
What?
Kelleher's done so well there, you know.
He did do well, did. He did get piled into.
God, he's done so well.
Get up. Can you answer?
It's a good hand, that.
Yeah,
It's a good hand, that, to be
in
fair to
pressure
him.
as well.
Yeah, it's a good hand.
No?
It's a good hand. Moisey looks cooler with the grey hair, doesn't he? Looks a bit cool, like the silver fox.
Yeah.
You look like the clown. Oh, it's over.
Look at them with the look, tourists. Tourists, look, see all the tourists. Oh, Liverpool! Liverpool, Anfield! No, Liverpool! Look at this! Mumbai Reds.
No, it has been just trying to get the 3 points on the board regardless, aren't they? They've been fucking awful again here.
The refs helped them out because I just don't know how that's not an offside. I don't know how he's not interfering with play.
Don't get another one.
No.
Is that down? He's going to do something mad here, isn't he?
Oh! Do you know what? Bad effort, though.
Yeah.
That's it, innit?
Yeah.
That's it. Oh
That's
well,
it.
fucking
That's it.
one win for Everton. One
That's
win for
like top
Liverpool
is
over the
heavy.
season. Bastards.
It's a game Everton should have won, really. Take them chances in the first half.
It'd be disappointing not to win, yeah.
You never come to Anfield and be less under pressure than what we have been
Good
today.
fucking win. What a win that was.
You never come to Anfield and have as much of the game as what Everton had in the first half.
Liverpool.
You've got to put your chances away.
No, fair.
Beto's missed that chance. He should all you have to do is hit the
Yeah,
target
but
to
look,
goal.
like we've got Beto up front, who we pay, probably 25 grand a week, 30 grand a week to. You've got Nunes, who you paid 80 mil for. I'd have Beto over Nunes. But if you think that team is going to go on and win a dynasty and start winning trophies, you're absolutely mentally ill. Because they've shown again tonight that needs massive
decline,
reinforcement. Because Everton have given it to you first half. You've created nothing. And I believe that goal should be offside. I can't see how as he plays that ball, how the linesman hasn't put his flag up. Because he's fucking behind him. So what's Taki meant to do? Leave it, just over it, and then he's offside. He's offside as he plays the ball. They'll argue he's not interfering with play. Of course he's interfering with play. Because he has to go off his feet, stretches, and then gives the ball to Jota. Or who is it? Not Jota. It's Diaz gets it the other side, doesn't he?
It's hard to disagree with that, but
Let's see what they say.
I'm very interested to see what they say.
They'll go on about the red card. They'll go on about Everton have been
You have
fortunate.
to talk about that goal.
It'll be interesting to see what Moyes says, because Moyes was apoplectic on the sideline having a go at the fourth official, because they must have been, they get the replay, don't they? They must be seeing the same thing we're seeing. If I was on the sideline there, I'm saying, how is he not offside? He has. Their argument is he's not interfering with play. Well, of course he is, because Taki wouldn't have gone off his feet and had to slide if he wasn't there. Otherwise, he just let it go through to the keeper. So he can't let it go through because he doesn't know whether his fullback's dropped or whether one of his other players has dropped. He's got to intercept it because Luis Diaz is interfering with play. But Liverpool won't be bothered because the derby win, and you say, oh, form goes out the window. It's just about winning it. But also, you're looking at Liverpool going, that is not a team that can go on and dominate Europe, and can go on and win. That's nowhere near good enough. Liverpool are going to have to put some serious investment into that group because, you know, they're now, I think they're now going to complete winning the title because they got off to such a fast start and they've got so much of a lead, and they've got Leicester to play. So they've got 8 games left. Leicester, which... Because he's a Taurus fan. That's because did you not see the one in the cup final with the PSG hat on after they got beat?
No, PSG. He was wearing PSV with a Liverpool tracksuit top on.
Oh, didn't even see that. Who knows? Anyway, but yeah, well, mate. Hey, listen, you've won. Well done.
One of the viewers in the comments have said it's been one of the worst football seasons quality-wise for years.
Well, we spoke about this when we talked about the England team the other day, and we spoke about the England team of like 2006 onwards. That you know, you don't, footballers, they're not getting better. But you look through the history, like, and you're seeing a few things, but one of them being like the tackling, like Tarky up. They're saying that's a red card. 2006. It was a great tackle play on. Now the rule set's changed. Do I think players are better? No, I think they're quicker. But you've got now loads of speedboats. Them technical players, them Matt Letizia types, them number 10s, them creative, you know, Gianfranco. You don't see many of them anymore.
Yeah.
Like the Gianfranco Zolas. Now they're all athletes who run dead quick and counter-attack.
And you don't necessarily now have to play with eyes in the back of your head, whereas in 2006 or early 2000s...
Sure. That's got to be one of the worst appointments ever, hasn't it, Ruud van Nistelrooy? What they were thinking putting him in there. Like, I genuinely don't know. How many games has Van Nistelrooy... I'm going to ask ChatGPT. How many games has Van Nistelrooy won as Leicester manager? 1? 2? What are we saying?
Couldn't tell you. I think he won. Did he win his first game and then hasn't won since?
Bang that kettle on, Josh, as Leicester manager. I should have asked it league games, really. But under his leadership, the team has secured 3 wins and 1 draw and suffered 15 defeats in the league. Mate, sit down. Sit down. Go and sit down.
Leicester, 2 wins surely in the Premier League.
3 it says. It says in the league 3 wins, 2 draws and 15 losses. Who have they beat? Can anyone remember who they've beat? I'm going through the fixtures here. Who have they beaten? Who've Leicester beat as when I can't remember them winning a game. I know they must have done because it's saying they've won 3. They beat Tottenham. Fucking hell, away. Yeah, forgot about that. They beat West Ham at home. Was that his first game?
They've scored 1 goal in the last 8 games. Imagine watching that.
I can't believe he hasn't been sacked. Have they lost what?
Well, I think they've just resigned him.
Lost 8 on the bounce.
8 on
Oh,
the
Steve
spin.
Cooper was the manager there. He's won 3 games, but one of them's against QPR in the FA Cup.
Someone's put Van Nistelrooy only scored from tap-ins, the lazy Dutch muppet.
Yeah, he's won 3 games, but one of them was against QPR in the FA Cup. Yeah. So in 1918, it must be 18 games or 17 games, he's won 2. Like, I mean, Leicester were doomed anyway, I think, once they started the season, because they just don't have anywhere near the quality. But also, I thought it was a bad appointment at the time, and it's turned out to be. We're saying every team in the bottom 3 now is gone. Even though Ipswich have won tonight, you can't see them getting the 10. Well, they got 9 points to make up on.
Yeah,
Can't see that.
I said before the show there, the table's trying to kind of settling into what it's going to be. But that was with Forest winning last night. But now you're mentioning Villa and the running they've got, I don't think it's a certainty for Forest to be in the top 4.
Forest will.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do. Forest are 7 points clear of Newcastle. With Newcastle got a game in hand, so if Newcastle win that, they're down to 4 points. 8 games left, right? Forest have got to play Villa next game, tough. Everton at home, Spurs away, Brentford at home, Palace away, Leicester at home. So there's a win, because Leicester are shite. West Ham away, and then Chelsea at home last game of the season. So I can't see Forest.
So how many wins they need there, realistically? 5?
5 out of 8 should make them. It's not easy, but also some of them are going to be 6 pointers because they're playing teams in and around them. City, I think City are the ones who are most under threat, but you could see City going and winning 6 on the spin. They're capable, aren't they? Whether they do, I don't think it's
boring people to death.
I don't think they can anymore, because your Kevin De Bruyne's and your superstar players are no longer at that level anymore. City haven't got that. City are now looking like a human team that you've got great players, but you can get at them. The air of invincibility over Pep Guardiola and City's gone. They're in a massive transition period, but they've still got some mega talented players. Newcastle, Chelsea. The fact that City aren't in the Champions League probably favours them. I know they've still got the Cup semi-final to go, but Aston Villa, Chelsea are still in European competition. Newcastle aren't.
Haaland injury's big for them now. How long's he out for?
Someone said the rest of the season.
He was on crutches, weren't he? I know, but yeah, it is big for him, but also he missed a penalty in the Bournemouth game, and that great chance one-on-one, and the header that he normally scores.
New dynamic and all that.
Yeah, maybe it gives them something different, that they're not so reliant upon him. Look, you're always going to miss Erling Haaland because he's a goal machine. But I think the way City are at the minute, Marmouche to come in. Do you know, I thought the top 4 would be, I thought Forest would be the one trying to hang on, but it looks like it's going to be City now trying to hang on. Because Forest get a couple of good results, they can catch Arsenal. They're only 4 points behind Arsenal. For me, coming like a steam train, interestingly, they've got 44-4 and 45 against Villa. So they've actually got a goal difference of -1, but they're sitting 7th in the table and finishing like a fucking steam train.
No, it's not a bad shout.
Brighton are not out of it, but I think Villa beating them 3-0 at their place today. I thought everyone's going on about Iriola and Bournemouth, and they have had a great season, but now they're down to 10th. They got beat by Ipswich at home.
Yeah.
They're now down to 10th because teams like that, Bournemouth are like a lower type of Newcastle. Newcastle, in my opinion, are a better team when they don't have the ball. Like we've seen in the West Ham game, they're a counter-attacking team full of legs and energy. The final, the same, where they want to press you and create chances off the back of that. Brentford a little bit like that, who they've beat tonight, so it'll be interesting to watch that game back. Bournemouth, for me, are a really good pressing team. So Ipswich, I would imagine tonight, have had to play a little bit more contained, and Bournemouth have had to take the game to them in order of trying to chase down these European positions, and then have ended up coming unstuck. If you're Bournemouth, you can't get beat by City at the weekend, and the disappointment of that following up by losing at home to Bournemouth during the week. Like
to Ipswich.
Sorry, Ipswich during the week. Bournemouth to Ipswich during the week. Like that's there was excuses on Sunday against City because 5 or 6 players who, 3 of them probably start, Kerkez and Huysen, weren't available. But tonight they're back in the team, and you've lost to a team that's a certainty for relegation. In terms of, if they win that game, they're on 47 points and they're keeping pace with you kind of chasing pack at Brighton. But I think that tonight's got, that's a game you look at and say, we've got to beat them if we want to get into the mix for the Europa League places.
Yeah. Interesting how they didn't bring up the offside, at the end of the game, so hopefully they pick up on
they
it
will.
in the studio.
So that if Haaland's out, then that pretty much guarantees Salah the Pichichi, doesn't it? The top goal scorer, because he's 6 ahead of him. Isaac 7 behind him. Chris Woods 9 behind him. So you're saying that probably cements Mo Salah being top goal scorer for the year. Does that also cement Mo Salah being player of the year.
Of course.
You think?
Of course.
But yeah, we know like his goals are there.
No,
He's got 27 goals and 17 assists.
his numbers.
Who can send him?
For player of the year. Isaac maybe, but I don't think that's a
No,
I don't think that's a
he can maybe be the only one who comes close. Maybe Sells, the goalie for Forest.
yeah. They're not going to give it to a goalie. It'll be Mo Salah because his numbers 27 league goals and 17 assists.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah,
even get close to
I
that.
mean, but again, you know, there hasn't. Cole Palmer looked like in the early part of the season, but he's been flatlined since Christmas, really.
Yeah.
You know, the Morgan Rogers maybe for young player. I think he's not a bad shout for young player when I look through it. But then I wouldn't be surprised to see the utter woke nonsense give it to like Lewis Skelly. You know what I mean? Because Arsenal obviously are the utter woke nonsense club, aren't they? So. Hey, why are you?
Yeah,
we're
don't wanna
recording
listen
the
to
show
them, mate.
here. Why are you telling us to hang on so you can listen to this? Like we're not in the house here. We are recording the show. We've got people who tune in. You're saying, "Hang on, let's listen to this." We don't want to listen to Virgil van Dijk. All he's done is moan at the referee and try and get Everton players sent off all night. Yeah. So if we're saying for young player of the year, who are the standout candidates? Kerkez will be in the mix from Bournemouth. He's had a great season at left back. Morgan Rogers, I think, will be in the mix. Lewis Skelly will probably be in the mix at 18, albeit I don't think he's done enough to get ahead of them lads. Lewis Hall's injured now. You know, he's missed a chunk of games now, hasn't he, towards the end of it. Player of the year, I think, is Mo Salah's an absolute knocking bet, but also who's the ones who could challenge him? I can't really think of a standout candidate.
Yeah,
really.
I'd say
Isaac
the
maybe.
closest, but again, he's battled with injuries, hasn't he?
Isaac maybe. Bruno Guimaraes has had a good season.
Just going to say that
but hasn't got the
myself, thinking
numbers,
about
has he?
Newcastle, but maybe a couple of Forest players. Gibbs White has said the
Chris
keeper
Wood's
there,
had a good year.
Danilo, Chris Wood. But yeah,
Milinkovic has been decent for them. I think a few Forest players are getting team of the year.
Yeah.
I could see Sells getting the goalie.
Yeah.
See Sells being the goalie because I think a lot of lads will vote for him. I could see one of the Forest centre halves getting in the side.
Mario, is it?
Mario or
yeah.
Milinkovic, the two centre halves. I could see one of them getting in the side. Clivert from Bournemouth might give it a scare. He's had a good season. Justin Clivert.
Yeah.
There's no Chelsea player that jumps out, is there? Like Cole Palmer, you would have said in the early part.
Yeah.
Because he was playing well. I wouldn't say that now.
Arsenal players. Saliba maybe. But again, struggle with injuries.
Saliba possibly, yeah, but no, I would say...
Andreas had a good season.
No,
Lewis Skelly maybe get left back over Kerkez.
I think Kerkez has had a better season than him. I think Kerkez, in a poorer team, in a smaller club, has had a better season than him.
Will any Liverpool players, other than Mo Salah, get in the team of the year?
Van Dijk will get in. He's the best centre-half in the league. He'll get in. I know he's been a bit dodgy tonight, but
he's had a good season, Van Dijk, up until the last couple of games.
And the way he's conducted himself in terms of all the nonsense going on, he's been a real leader. I think Van Dijk will get in. There might be an argument for one of the midfield lads from Liverpool, whether that's... I think Gravenberch is just... Or McAllister. I could see one of them possibly getting in. But I think the left back will be Kerkez. I think the goalie will be Sells. I think it'll be Van Dijk. Who else? I'd say Van Dijk, and I'd say, only because I've got him in my fancy footy team, Milinkovic, but it could well be Morello. I think the other Forest centre-half might get it. Do you know who else might be a shoe-in for the right-back? Ola Ayena. I think he's been excellent for Forest. The right-back, I think he's got a good chance.
So what?
But again, this just fucking reiterates what the viewers were saying in the chat room before. It could possibly be the worst Premier League season.
How's that not offside? How is that not offside? And then he touches it in the next phase of play.
When they judge that, but as to whether or not he's illegally offside rather than just standing in an offside position.
How is that not offside?
He knows he's there. He looks on, he actually puts his arm out as well to look at him. It's brilliant from Jota. But you see, just look at Takos, he has one look, he has another look, he points his arm there. Now, he doesn't probably go to ground if Luis Diaz isn't there.
You wax lyrical about it, Idrissa Gueye pulls out the challenge on the edge of the box. He should win that ball. Gets done. You can't let him go inside you.
This was ever going to be overturned because we'll look at the
horrible goal,
of the rules.
They may well look and think, well, he was aware that he was there and it affected what James Tarkowski
Yeah,
did.
and but back through he's in there and he's noticing that he's putting his hand up, he's not concentrating, so he's looking for the offside.
That's offside for me.
So the bottom one stands out there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Making an obvious action which clearly impacts on the ability of an opponent to play the ball.
I think
So
it's
he's there.
offside.
He isn't challenging for the ball, he isn't even attempting.
Do you reckon they've given them this because they've missed the red card?
100%, yeah. And Everton have had a few chances. They're going to score, yeah. Let's quickly, let's give Liverpool a goal.
Did play the ball, but he was standing in an offside position.
Yeah, and listen, when you go through that, it's not going to be given. That tells you that it's not offside. But I mean, we'll just look at it again. You just say, it's really into Tarkowski.
He's interfering with play.
He makes a play.
Yeah, and he's not playing a through ball to
He
anyone
is
else.
interfering in play, and then he, as Tarkowski touches it, he plays the next pass. Watch.
If Robertson here,
He interferes with play, and then he plays that pass
Yeah.
there.
Liverpool at the similar end of the pitch. I think Tottenham got the goal that day.
right, on that bombshell, is that us for the night? What are we thinking?
Done.
Quarter past done.
Yeah, Everton robbed at Goodison. Everton robbed at Anfield. Disappointing because we've had chances to get ourselves in the lead there, and as we said in the commentary, if you don't take them at Anfield, at some point the referees are going to help these fucking red bastards out, aren't they? And they've done that tonight. Moyes, unlucky record at Anfield continues. No wins in his career there. But again, I think there's positives to take out of it for Everton. One of the main ones being Jack Harrison should never ever play for the club again. At least we've worked that out tonight, because he is one of the worst players I've ever seen. Sorry, we'll just have to listen to Sir David Moyes. He's fuming. You can tell he's gonna pick this up.
I think we're a lot closer to them tonight in the two games than possibly when I came into the club expected. I thought over the two games
He does actually look better than when he first come to Everton, doesn't he?
certainly the first one.
Age with
The grey hairs helped him.
And you know, there's an offside goal which they get. So
Told ya.
That's the difference in the game tonight.
That offside goal, then, you have spoken to the match officials. In the build of that goal, you clearly feel
It's 100% offside. I don't know how he.
I think the players behind Tarkowski interferes with him, clearing it. It's a clear offside. I think it's a very easy decision to give. I can't understand any reason why that wouldn't have been given offside, none at all.
in the first half, though, you had a decision that perhaps felt you were lucky that went your way with James Tarkowski and McAllister. How do you feel? What was your view of that?
My first thought was it was a brilliant tackle for a derby game, and tackle that maybe we would have seen a few years ago, but I understand that nowadays there's things slightly different with follow-throughs, etc. So yeah, we might have got a bit lucky, but that doesn't make, don't be sort of putting that with the goal, you know, because the goal was a different incident, which actually, you know.
There's no spilt milk there. It's
What
different.
I like about it, he's pulled it away. He's glad, great comms, great brinksmanship from Moyes, because he's pulled that back off, talking about the Tarkowski sending off to make it another point about it being offside. And you had 10 men, because you had that fucking clown Jack Harrison playing.
Well, we go again next season, don't we?
Unlucky lads. Puts one apiece then, innit? Yous beat us and we beat yous.
That's it.
Yeah, we beat yous 2-2.
Yeah.
Yous beat us 2-2 and we beat yous 1-0.
But also, that's a moral victory for us, because we've been robbed there.
Yeah.
We've been robbed.
But throwing everybody up for that corner
Right. That'll do us. Sir David of Moyes, he's answered the questions correctly. Spoke about a blatant offside that I can't believe. I'm not saying Big Dunk's a legend, but this Burke Carragher in the studio is saying, well, by the letter of the law, like anyone, if he's in that situation, he's saying to the ref, 100% offside, because Luis Diaz is interfering with play. The fact that Jota steals it and he flicks it round the corner to him just rubs salt in the wounds. That shouldn't have been a goal. So we'll have Cambo on here. He's already been in. The tattooed head baldy nugget texting me about Tarkowski's tackle at our time. That's how much we're in his head, that he's trying to use the Liverpool. He texts me Liverpool as if to say we don't get any decisions with the Tarkowski one. And then, lo and behold, 68 minutes, we get a blatant offside giving us a goal and we lose the derby off the back of it.
He's actually said, did you see what he said though about the offside? That the linesman give offside.
Who?
Apparently for Diaz, on Diaz. Apparently
This is making it even worse. This is making it even
said
worse.
the linesman give offside.
Had the flag up.
That's what Cambo said, yeah.
Seeing the Dalglish family and the Carragher Liverpool, who's really an Evertonian, has not mentioned this. They should be going, look, here's the linesman with his flag up here. I cannot believe that's not being given. Like I'm really, really surprised.
Sounds because we shouldn't have been on the pitch anyway, should he? So
well, that is an argument, isn't it? Like, but as you know, you've played footy. That is a good tackle.
I love it.
Now, in the modern game with VAR, he's lucky not to have been sent off. But look, we live to go again, don't we? We're safe. We're a Premier League side next year. We'll have the best stadium in the city, all right? And it happens to be another stadium we've built. So it's the third stadium of ours. Obviously, Goodison, the Fortress, Anfield that we built and then got rid of because it was a pile of shit. And then, obviously, the new Bramley Moor dock. So we live to fight another day. Anyway, thanks for joining us. That's been Common Sense. Competition, don't forget, if you want to enter that to play in a 4-ball, we'll get you a nice brekkie. What do you get? What's your order from the bar? What's good in the golf?
Sausage butties from
sausage butties, and then we'll sit around and have a chat afterwards. But to be part of it, you've got to follow us on TikTok, Common Sense Pod. Common Sense Pod Clips is the big one because we want to get that over 10,000 so we can start earning some coin from it. And Joey Barton Official. If you follow all three of them, and the next video that goes in the clips from the derby, you're going to make them aware.
We're going to post you saying that.
All right, you're going to post
as
this
a clip. So,
as a clip.
Yeah.
So go in there. Tell us what's the favourite golf course you've ever played on, or the best golf course you've ever played on. And are we bothered about the handicaps? No. Just put in there your favourite golf course you've ever played on, and if you follow us across all three channels, we'll select 3 of yous at random to have a day out with us and a game of golf.
We're going to announce the winner once we hit 10k on the Clips channel, by the way. That's the...
Good shout. So we're going to announce the winner once the Clips channel hits 10,000 followers on TikTok. Thanks for joining us. Disappointed Blues here.